Alright, how about now?
Check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Checkity. Alright, so there's a delay. This is when I realize I can't see us. And then I change it. So it's like time travel. Wormhole. Wormhole. Alright, how about now?
Check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Checkity.
Alright, say less.
This is when I realize.
Alright.
Change it. We'll be back. We'll be back. Hold your vegetarians.
You can hear more of that than usual.
Don't mind us. We're not really back. This is a lie.
Much like cake.
Don't
My life is a lie.
don't think this is what it is, because you'd be wrong. Wait, why isn't this on and acknowledged?
Witness me!
It should be here.
There's a whole section.
There's a whole. Ooh.
You can hear us, but you can't see us because, wait. I hate what my COVID masks do to my beard. Misshapes it.
Nobody wants to be misunderstood.
Huh?
Listen, nobody wants to be misunderstood.
My
I
beard
think
brails.
this is for eyes.
It's not the first time I heard you say that.
Nope, it's glass.
How do I come on? Okay.
Okay.
How do I live
What's that?
That's the
Oh, that's that?
yeah.
Why isn't it? This should have turned on. Like, did I not put this
That's
properly? Did I
fine.
not properly?
if you ever go? Oh, are we 2 minutes late now? Oh, no.
They can hear you, so
Oh.
but they just can't see us.
How do I ever
And
survive?
demonetized.
No, if you're singing, it's okay. It can't
No,
be.
it's not.
Yeah, it can't be the actual song.
I don't believe that's true. Nintendo.
I believe it's
Nintendo
true,
be
so.
cracking down on people for mentioning Mario.
What?
Okay.
That's OD.
For mentioning?
No. Why isn't this camera being acknowledged? What the fuck? Do we have to exit Streamlabs and come back?
Somebody here.
Not in here, no.
Oh. Thought I heard something.
Don't do that.
Set it.
Don't do that.
Set it up to do the
I'm not lying.
set up to look for the camera again, even though it's not on yet.
That's right here. It's
Oh,
this.
see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's this. That's webcam source. And then when I double tap, it's supposed to be here in this list. It was before.
Okay.
Unplug and plug it back in.
Mm-hmm. That's all we got. Because it's not even lit up like it usually lights
Yeah.
up looking on its own. It's not that.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
There it goes.
Did it acknowledge its
It
existence?
started to. I don't know that it continued to.
Yeah, it turned on and turned off. Can you put the little thing? Yeah.
We already did that. We're trying to see what the shot is.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
the shot.
We can do tests though. We don't have to be on.
I mean, it doesn't.
It's not.
Yeah, it did it again for like a second and it went away. If anyone is here, we're having technical difficulties. But thank you for being here. Please be patient.
Or lie though.
Stand clear of the closing doors.
I don't know. It flashed and then turned off.
It doesn't like us anymore?
That's not good.
Yeah, well, I don't know why it's doing that. Alright, we might be in a bit of a pickle here.
My,
Does that mean even if we prioritize the mic, it wouldn't work anymore? Did it again?
it was on for longer.
Is it a power issue? I
I
don't
think
know.
it's a power issue.
I mean, I don't know if it makes a thing, but the thing's upside down.
Well, that's what made it go longer just now.
Oh.
I turned it the other way. Let's see.
Yeah, we reverse cowgirled it and
And then it did it.
it was on there for longer.
What?
Had more of a giddy in the up.
What does it mean?
Does the computer have to be plugged in? Is the computer plugged in?
Mm-hmm.
So then what the fuck?
What the hell?
And this isn't loading at all.
We're figuring it out in real time.
Oh, now it's being.
Maybe we have
I
to
think that was
X.
the issue.
If you X out of Streamlabs and go back in.
If we X out of Streamlabs, we can cause a disruption in the time-space continuum.
Too many variants.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I'm gonna open some hard booch.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Hard booch?
There's sand on it. Yeah, hard kombucha.
Testing.
Oh. Testing, testing. 1, 2.
I don't see things moving.
I
over
see
there.
it.
Oh.
Wait, okay, you go. Say.
Testing.
Yeah, you're good.
Testing.
Yeah, you're actually kind of high.
Testing.
Mike is.
Testes.
Oh, I guess it's not that bad. He was so close.
What the fuck?
See, you heard that?
Yes, the people outside in the plaza.
I didn't watch the Conjuring movie because
You didn't watch it?
no, because we're not reviewing it.
I watched it.
Okay, but I don't need you sussing.
You heard that?
Yeah, but you
There's people.
you brought it into the place.
There's people out there.
You brought it into here. I wish I knew more Mac. I don't know Mac enough to Mac this out.
So the Logitech thing is literally not working. I don't understand. Like, it's just not working.
Oh, that's why I quit that.
That's how we
Do it
usually
again.
get it to work.
Right, but like, open it.
I can't see my. Can you?
Somewhere out there,
So open the Logitech thing now.
motherfucker.
Do you have anything open that shouldn't be open?
Nah,
Sometimes that does it.
I closed everything on purpose.
This calls for another slice of pizza.
I feel like we're gonna need to get batteries. You text me.
I did. We still had 2 actually.
Alright, I'll try to keep us.
You're gonna use that
Kelly's
on
time.
air?
Oh, whoa! I said almost said that on air.
Well, no.
Oh, don't do that.
What? Said what?
Yeah, so I don't know what's up with your camera. I don't know what's up with your camera.
Yeah, I don't know
Are we
what's up
gonna
with
have
you.
to abandon the camera?
I guess. Maybe it felt
Damn.
some type of way when we abandoned it the first time. Maybe it was
We
like.
didn't. Oh, it was
We
like,
did.
oh, you know what?
It was
That's
like,
it.
oh, okay. I was with y'all since.
I'll
Okay.
take a nap.
Fuck y'all then. You know, like, oh,
Like, you
I've
don't
been
need
loyal.
me
I've been loyal.
this whole time.
You know.
Okay. Well,
Woo, 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 woo. Okay. Don't know if
This is
anyone.
my food.
We have a
I guess
viewer.
I'll eat at the
It
break.
says we have a viewer.
oh, hello, viewer.
I don't think that viewer is me. Although it
Unless
could be.
is you.
It could be.
If you're viewing this, we're having obviously video issues, but we're working on
I'm
it.
gonna check the audio on.
We're gonna make it happen. We got so much to talk about. We're gonna make it happen. We got.
We got audio there.
Yeah,
And-
it is very like.
Okay.
No,
we're
it's
we're
crisp,
trying to
but, like,
fix
you can
this.
hear everything.
Yeah, I got
When you
that.
turn off the light, that's when it goes, right?
Mhm.
We're trying to fix this the video. Okay, hold on. Wait for the horses.
Oh, you found batteries?
Mm.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's.
That's how you empty a clip. Charles Bronson over here. He's raining.
I got a wish.
Okay, I gotta be higher than this. I feel like a
Oh,
child.
we may need a chair then.
Oh, that
It
doesn't
doesn't
raise
go
up.
Ooh.
That raised up. That raised up.
It did. You lift me up.
You're taller than me now.
You guys gotta raise your things.
I don't
Do
know if
I?
it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
mine
you're
is
gonna
a little
be-
much higher.
Okay.
Taller.
Ow. Pinch
Wish I
my
was a
hand.
little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Oh, we have 3 viewers now. Hello, viewers. We are working out some technical difficulties. Our camera is not on, but we are glad you're here with us. So please be patient. But we are going to get into some good stuff tonight. So,
This ain't doing anything.
oh, yours is the one that doesn't go.
Yours the one that doesn't go up?
I guess.
You need to go higher?
No.
Okay.
It just would have been nice. Like,
No.
I
I just
my
wanted
stomach
to
is
be.
like, what's
I just
up?
wanted to be down. That's all.
all right, okay, we're going to have to abandon, I think. Unless you have a new way.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Mike instead, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, I guess like it doesn't matter. I think we'll get it back.
You know
out
what?
of-
At this point, no.
Neither? Okay.
Neither.
Here we go.
Let's just take this out.
If you want some good sound, you better come to the audio version.
Okay. We gotta put the laptop back up there though.
Right.
And this is yours.
Yes. Let's see if we can get comments somewhere else.
What else?
I can.
We can do it like one person does Facebook, one person does. But the problem is that you get the feedback possible, so you have to like set it up now.
To the mute. Well, it is. Oh, because we have to back it up now, right?
Possibly.
Do you want to just stay live? Turn on the lights first.
Let's go what we got.
Just hug each other. We're gonna hug each other. Love each other. You can change the width of your camera, I think.
The max one?
In your settings. I'm making that up.
You are. I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, maybe not.
Oh, I have just settled into the shot. Well,
Maybe that's
5% of me. Whoa, has settled in.
You gotta roll in real close.
And unless
So we're back on the couch.
No.
Oh man.
We gotta back it up. So
Back it up.
Yeah, so that's not going
Back it up. We lost a viewer. No, come back. Oh wait, was that you?
Good riddance. Smelled awful anyway. Alright, this is a shot.
Don't lean back.
This is a shot.
This is one of the shots. Ooh. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna try to keep that hidden somehow.
I gotta be mad.
I mean, this is physically, this is as close as I could get to this table without like impregnating it. Well, okie doke.
Are we ready?
No,
Oh,
but we're gonna.
you wanted to try the bit rates?
No,
We did that
no,
already.
we did that already.
Okay.
We're live.
We're live.
We're happening.
Alright. Might as well hold it.
Yeah, with timekeepers over here, cause you know I got like half my face. He got half his face.
It's all about me.
We're
Except
just
my
the
forehead's
three.
mad shiny.
Set me down.
Need tissue. Roll me a tissue.
I promise I'm here. I promise I'm here.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see that chat. But I can pretend to.
Do you want to try to move it back even further?
Huh?
The camera? Or no, it doesn't do anything.
No, I don't think it'll do it.
Alright, so we ready?
As ready as we're gonna be.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Right? Yeah, like just hold each other in the shot.
If you guys come to the corners, you'll be in the shot.
I got like 3 feet of cable here and wheels.
Come on.
I feel
Come be friends with me. Roll more. There we go. Yay!
Alright.
Roll it in.
I promise I'm in this shot. France is not as much in the corner as he could.
He doesn't want to come next to me.
I was like, alright. I was like, I'm all ready.
There we
There
are.
we are.
That's us. Right there.
We did it. You know what I'm going to do because we're using this camera?
Wait, what? What are you gonna do?
Do stuff.
Do this.
You're not gonna say welcome?
I don't know what I would do if I didn't. I feel like it's too late, like I have to say welcome. No, that's better. This light
That's
is
our logo back there.
a little dimmer.
The resolution might not be
There we go.
clear, but that is our logo.
That's our logo.
Nothing has changed
Okay.
except everything.
Alright. You ready? You have to press record. Welcome to Two Nerds and an Actor, the entertainment podcast where we review one movie and one television show and tell you in hilarious fashion what to watch and why. For the nerd aficionado to the nerd adjacent. Today I'm here with my nerditos.
Oh.
Mike Santana.
Alright, I will be in honor of I would be slim class because I used to take high class cabs a lot.
Oh, that's a good one.
So I'm gonna do that.
France Jerome.
I'm gonna go with Nah, I'm like, no, I can't figure it out. Nope, I had it. I lost it. I got it again.
It's just like In the Heights.
Damn, no. I'm too befuddled
It's too.
by In the Heights
All right.
to actually come up with something. Dessalines. I'll just leave it at Dessalines.
Oh,
Ja.
okay.
Same island.
Okay. Now I'm your dispatcher. Aisha Jordan.
Got
So
all-
shout out to La Mega.
You got all that?
All of those.
Go to the Gran Concours
Exactly.
and pick up your fare.
Your lift has arrived. All right. As you can tell, we're going to be talking about In the Heights tonight, whatever time you're listening to this. We're also going to be talking about, or watching, yes, for our live viewers, anyone who's tuning in on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, thank you for being here in real time. We have a special episode for you. We'll also be talking about 2 episodes of Loki, some trailers, and let's get into some nerdy leaks. There's a lot of casting going on. So
Yeah.
let's get into it.
Everybody got a casting job.
Everybody got casting job. So before we go into the many castings, we want to talk about Seth Rogen and what he's been up to. What a lot of people don't know is Seth Rogen is literally doing everything you love at all in the nerd world right now.
Specifically,
Him and Jon Favreau.
when it comes to adapting like comic book stuff, Seth Rogen has been behind
Invincible,
Invincible, the Preacher series,
Yeah.
right?
and now,
He's doing Ninja Turtles,
yeah.
another Ninja Turtles. I'll be honest, I have no idea anything about it.
Well, I don't see Nickelodeon working with Seth Rogen. So,
It's Nickelodeon?
well, Nickelodeon owns.
Well, yeah, but I mean, who's doing
So I'm
the
saying
show?
I don't see this being a Nickelodeon show. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if his track record of what he's been adapting or helping to produce, it holds true, this is gonna be like a comic book grittier version of something is vibrating on the table.
Oh, sorry.
It ain't
It's
me.
me. It's
Okay.
me. My
Okay.
bad.
It's gonna be like a comic book, more grittier Ninja Turtles, more adult.
Probably
Oh.
hopefully I'm hoping it's the earlier Eastman layered stuff.
Okay.
Like black and white. Like,
Okay.
cause shit was rough.
Black and white.
The original Ninja Turtles comic is rough.
It
was-
is.
It was catching bodies on a regular.
Yeah, but like even more
My
recently,
God.
a couple years ago, like Donatello got killed.
What?
And right now with the last Ronin story that's going on, no spoilers on that, just in case. There's only 3 issues in. That is about one surviving turtle brother left because the others have died.
Yo, I think I saw
Tragically.
something about that.
Yeah, so I think Seth Rogen is gonna adapt, a much darker tone Ninja Turtle.
Here's the hoping.
Right. it would be weird if he did anything else.
Right.
You know?
Thanks.
Pizza time. Vegan pizza?
I would like to see some Ninja Turtle bodies just stabbing
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I
or
don't think
giving people E. coli. I don't know. They're turtles.
Don't do that. Don't do that. The carnival, we can't. Shout out to
Returning.
carnivals, which are returning, and
Carnival.
some have never left. But
Mm.
when you can cop yourself a turtle there, right?
Yep.
Usually that or a
Can you?
goldfish. Yeah.
Aww.
That or a
That's
goldfish.
dangerous. Okay, well, Seth Rogen is about to be the richest man alive.
What?
You can't be making
Doing
these
all these like
hyperbolic
comic book
statements.
things. How much money does Jon Favreau have? Like,
I'm sorry. Is he arranging for Who Wants to Go to Space with Me? The way
Nick-
Bezos is?
Nick
Or
Cannon was like the 3rd richest guy in the world for a long time.
No.
Because he had like 11 shows
Okay.
at the same
Okay.
time.
First of all, in no point in time
He was.
was Nick Cannon ever the 3rd richest anything.
Okay,
Oh,
maybe
no,
not
he-
the 3rd richest.
No
but
way.
He
I don't know
was
what he
up
was,
there.
but he was very high on the Forbes list.
He
I
was.
give you
Alright.
that.
And everyone was like, Nick Cannon?
No one who names their child zillionaire heir, which is what he just did,
Zillionaire.
is a
Wait, I'm sorry,
zillionaire.
what?
He just named his
You know what?
Zillionaire.
Let's move on.
Okay,
Yes.
Because
I'm sorry.
Nick
We'll
Cannon,
have to
God
come
bless.
back to Nick Cannon.
Congrats on your new children. Moving on.
Alright. So we'll get into the casting because that's a big one. What we've heard and has been confirmed,
Oh,
yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's
playing,
a movie.
What's his name? Craven.
How you get his name wrong and then his name wrong?
Both names. I'm not good with names.
Craven the
The
Hunter.
Hunter.
The Hunter, like the baby.
The baby.
No. Lil Baby.
That's what it is.
Craven.
Lil Hunter.
So tell me about
Yo.
this character and
I
all
want that
stuff.
feature.
Yeah.
He been killing it. Wait, what?
Who is this on both fronts?
Lil Baby?
There's a hell over here.
No.
I know Da Baby.
Nah, don't. Both of them.
Lil Baby.
We're off the
Anyway.
rails already.
No, I'm talking about this Lil Baby, Craven Hunter.
All right. So Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Yeah, who's that?
also known as Pietro. What's the last
Maximoff.
name? Maximoff. Yeah, he got cast by Sony to be Craven. Craven the Hunter is take it away, France.
Sergey Kravinoff was one of those OD safari dudes who would would bring people out. You saw all those terrible pictures of people shooting exotic animals. Like he was the guy organizing that, and he was really into hunting game.
Yeah.
Something happens, and he comes back to New York with the ability to track anything and anyone.
Oh, that guy!
Yeah,
He's the only guy who wears leopard thongs.
He's the one, because we watched the Spider-Man cartoon that was on
Disney XD.
XD, but is now on
Disney
Disney Plus. He is like the most annoying dude.
He's persistent.
He does not stop. And like
No.
you'd be like fighting something that's like really important, and then he shows up like, I'm gonna put you in a cage. You're like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
do you not see Venom?
Can I not save these civilians real quick?
Excuse me.
Yeah. He's all about the big kill, the big hunt,
Yeah.
big
And like,
hunt.
I don't know if this is how it works in the comic, but in the Spider-Man, he's like a social media dude.
Right. They
Oh, they
modernized.
It's a show.
it, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a reality
like-
show.
His thing is, I think he had a show in the comics as well, like a TV show.
Yeah, you may have, yeah.
And he was like a twisted version of like Steve Irwin instead
Yeah.
of
Jack Hanna.
instead of showing you these exotic creatures and appreciating them being alive, he's like, hey, check out that rare white rhinoceros
Right.
that's 3 times the size of a regular rhino. Watch me kill it.
Wrestles it.
Yeah, and he just goes after the biggest prizes, the rarest hunts, and then he gets bored, and he's like, what would be exciting to hunt? Why not Spider-Man?
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he hunt like other superheroes? Is that like, he's gonna keep upping it? He's like,
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
really
get.
mostly just Spider-Man, street level dudes. He's crossed paths with Deadpool, but that wasn't a real thing.
No, but like a lot of Spider-Man villains, they get like transfixed on just Spider-Man.
They do.
So
It's like
yeah,
no
he
one
does
else
too.
exists. Have you ever been to Hell's Kitchen?
Nah, he don't care about that. He just wants to mount Spider-Man suit on the wall.
I miss the
Alright.
90s voice.
That's pretty. So okay, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He's good in the role. I mean, he's not a tall dude, but
I
he's
feel like I need
brolic.
to see his
He's
face.
stocky.
What has he been?
Yeah, but Craven is like a big,
He's supposed to be like a giant.
yeah,
man.
like Giannis Antetokounmpo
He has a
in
name.
stature.
He has a
Yes.
name like Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, but he's British though.
Yeah, and he was never. I don't think he's worked with Tim
Here we
Allen.
go. Here we go. Oh my dude! His name is Aaron.
Yeah, wait, you didn't know who you were
talking
reading about?
I just said I don't know him and I don't know the
Yeah,
character.
he's kick-ass.
Kick-ass. See, I was like,
Yeah.
what has he been in?
And I just said he was Pietro Maximoff.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah,
You want to use the
Quicksilver.
The original.
dude in Tenet.
Yeah, the one I got.
The dude
The-
in
the
Tenet.
The
dude-
reverse
Oh,
time.
what
dude
my
in
God.
Brigadier General.
Tenet, that's
The
right.
dude
He
in
has like
Tenet.
4 minutes of screen time in a 5-hour movie.
I was gonna say, I was like, I think he's kick-ass.
Yeah,
Let's just
that
go
guy.
Listen,
from
you got
there.
glorified extra. That's okay.
It's a featured extra.
delivered the
just
hell out
to
of
be
those lines.
clear.
But yeah, shout out to Aaron Taylor Johnson. Where this is gonna fall in the MCU, if it will at all, I have no idea. But if he does well in this Craven solo movie thing that they're doing or whatever the fuck, yeah, bring him on. Why not?
Okay.
I won't ask questions.
I'm down. I love that guy.
Yeah.
All right,
You
so
recast Pietro, right?
so he is dead though.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther. I forget this one. What was announced?
that it was happening.
I love.
and
No,
it was
We're bringing you the news.
casting. Here's
Our
the
reactions
news.
to the new Black Panther.
Get
a movie.
excited.
Will be in theaters.
No, somebody was cast. I forget who it was.
In Black Panther?
Yeah, we had this whole
Oh,
thing.
you're talking about, but that was a rumor. That was a rumor.
Oh, this is a rumor. Okay.
This is the okay. So we and many other people have long speculated the possible plot for Black Panther 2, and because of that scene in Endgame when Okoye talks about the earthquakes in the Atlantic, and then Natasha's like, what are we doing about that? And
Right.
we don't do anything. It's an earthquake in the ocean. What do you do? And we speculated, what if that had to do with Atlantis?
But didn't they say Oscar
No.
Isaac is playing Moon?
No, this is not about Moon Knight. This is about Namor.
Oh, Namor, that's right.
Submarine.
I mean, Tina Cuerta is cast in Black Panther 2. And
That's confirmed?
As who?
it
It just doesn't say.
Who confirmed it? Because if it's like cosmicbooks.com.
Is it TMZ?
No, it is actually, whatchamacallit, there's a new, Google News, they actually have been really good at.
Okay.
They don't give us money.
Well, we're going to have Namor.
IMDb.
We don't know if we don't know
I
if
could
he's
go and edit
Namor.
IMDb. I could put Aisha in Black Panther 2 right now.
You can't edit it. It takes a long time to go through, though.
Yeah,
to be
I'm
honest.
who
And
you
we
want
have
to
the
be?
most up-to-date information.
I have my own IMDb, so
I'll link it. So they cast this Mexican actor to play.
I'm seeing rumored.
Yeah, it's a rumor.
There's a lot of rumors.
I'm seeing rumored, yeah.
Yeah, it's a rumor.
To play, but we don't know what character.
Thank you. So it's a rumor that they may have cast this dude to play Namor. Now, Namor being in Black Panther 2, huge implications. Sad ones.
Mostly.
But huge implications.
Also, potential for one badass moment.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, Namor is the Prince of Atlantis. And in all the ways that Aquaman in the DC universe is like, bro, dude, Namor is the most arrogant
Fifth Avenue ass
motherfucker you've ever. There's not a room he walks into where his nose ain't higher than Shaq's forehead.
Well, that's exciting.
Like he expects everyone to respect his standing as what he believes. He's like the king of Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
He considers himself king of Earth because his kingdom is,
The water and
Right.
way bigger than the land kingdoms.
Well, it'll be really interesting. Whoever that, like, if he is like the main villain, then who he plays against, whoever's gonna be Black Panther. That will be because so sad, but like Chadwick Boseman had a certain air about him that it would have been like.
Let's call him an
Have his
antagonist. I don't know if I want to call him a villain yet.
Oh no, he's definitely not a villain.
Oh,
Let's call him an antagonist.
All right.
It could be another situation where we get like a Killmonger-esque type villain where it's like, damn, I feel you though.
Right. Okay.
Y'all recruiting,
That'd
like
be
it
fun.
could be one of those. But if this casting goes through, it's interesting.
He's rumored to be in it and also rumored as a character, so we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting.
This guy was in Narcos, I think, and he has awards from being in Mexican movies and stuff.
Well, we don't know who he's gonna be, so we'll just have to figure it
Or
out.
if he's in it, we have no idea.
Or if he's in it at all. IMDb speculation.
Hit us up.
Who do you think should be named?
No, I mean,
You tell us.
I
You
want-
tell us who's cast.
I want the actor to hit us up.
Hey yo, Tina Cuerta, bro.
Are you
hit us up.
cast?
I'm a tag.
Don't lose your job by answering that. All right, so the next casting bit is a little interesting. Jamila Jamil, who was in
Good place.
The Good Place.
That's a fun name to say.
Jamila Jamil. I wonder if it's her real name. Like you was like, oh, cool name, and then you're like, you chose that. But anyway, she's set to play a villain in She-Hulk. I think she's the main villain in the She-Hulk.
I'm not familiar with like She-Hulk's rogues gallery.
Either, but
Moderately.
but also it's like a sitcom. So like, what is she gonna like take her promotion?
But I don't know who they could play because that Rogues Gallery is so random.
Right.
It's
Well, what is
very
the
random.
character's name?
I don't know.
I don't know if they revealed what
Yeah.
role she's
Oh, I
playing.
thought they revealed it.
No, I think they just
Oh,
said
she's
that
Titania.
Oh, okay, I know that villain.
Who's
Yeah, they're
rival law firm.
They're a tragic villain. Is that they're a villain, but they're a villain because they was broke and it was like, I'm gonna make these means, and she can grow like really big and get really strong, stuff like that. And,
Interesting.
And currently, her arc in the comic has been a redemptive one, where she's like, I was really just doing this because my boyfriend was on his criminal shit. Right, we was ride or die, but now he's on his other shit, and
now he's in jail.
Well, he's a lame as far as she's concerned. So she's moved on.
He's a lame
So
person.
she was in the Thunderbolts for a little bit. Like,
okay.
Which is a redemptive villain group. So she was trying to like turn it around.
I'm just trying to understand how it's gonna work as a sitcom.
It'll work. I mean, Marvel's making everything work.
Isn't it a comedy though? It's also a comedy.
Okay, why can't it be funny?
Every episode's gonna be like Shazam or something. Like
I don't know. I mean, they could do it like The Office and it'll still be funny.
True. She's one of the few
I guess
characters
that's
that has an
I
actual
would
double
watch
life.
it like. I mean,
That's
yeah. Oh, so the character in the comics. You mean?
Yeah, the She-Hulk has an
I thought you were
actual
talking about Jamila.
double life, and Titania plays a part in both of those, where she might defend her
Right.
in the courtroom.
She might have been
but
the one that
fight her
apprehended
in the
Gotcha.
streets.
Yeah, but that double life,
That's fun.
the MCU hasn't been big on the double life thing. So
True.
they really haven't, except outside of Spider-Man. But even they
Yeah.
exposed him in 2. And so this might just be the Jennifer Walters that walks into the court, hulked out in the power suit.
That'd be dope.
Because that's what she does in the comics. You know, she'd be like, you know, what do you call it? Objection, but like she's mad
Phoenix
brawling.
Wright.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Objection.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what she would be like as a villain. So
Was The Good Place a comedy?
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm saying, how are they gonna do this whole villain thing? Like the villains in The Good Place.
Weren't the villains in The Good Place like subtle? Like you don't know they're villains until
I'm
you know.
not gonna say
A little
anything if
bit.
you haven't seen The Good Place.
But if there's somebody who sucked in the office and you like you hate Angela in the office, she was the villain.
Who
Yeah,
hates
I guess
Angela? You hate Angela?
You don't hate
she's
her.
She's trying to save the cat.
You do at first.
She likes to take pictures of babies in like people clothes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see.
What? Because Angela's politics?
Yeah, that's true.
Kidding. I'm kidding. We're not gonna get into.
All right.
Shout out to all the Office fans who are like, Angela is the.
Angela is the
Creed is clearly.
All right.
Toby is the only villain.
So this final news is exciting for people, I guess.
Yo.
Wow, what?
No, it's exciting. I don't know. It's weird. They're doing a Kingpin sequel.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many sequels happening in
Clarify that for them because we've been talking a lot of Marvel.
Right. No, Kingpin, the comedy.
Farrelly brothers.
Yeah, not the Kingpin from Daredevil.
Yeah, y'all too young. Y'all probably don't remember a time when the Amish dominated social media. But there was a movie called Kingpin starring Bill Murray
Yeah, it was good.
and other people. And are you trying to think? Woody
As a
Harrelson.
Quaid.
Woody Harrelson. Was in it,
yeah,
right?
and yeah, before he went like totally.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
You forget
he
those
was a very
things.
gifted Amish bowler.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's about bowling.
No,
Dennis Quaid?
Randy Quaid.
It's Randy. I'm like, yeah, Randy's the
I
wild
was
card.
like, Dennis Quaid was
Wow,
on that.
Dennis Quaid went kind of off the rails too.
Dennis Quaid. I thought we were talking about Dennis Quaid, then I was like, wait, he was in
Hereditary.
No, because we
Hereditary.
need season 4 and 5 of The Boys.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Right.
His son is in there. All right. Anyway,
You always forget
getting
that.
back to
So
Kingpin.
scrawny.
It is a great movie. I think it's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it with ads. But
With ads.
yeah, Prime
Amazon
Video.
Prime has ads?
Prime Video, like you can watch it, I think, with ads. I think might be
That's
without
weird.
ads if you have Prime. I'm not sure, but I couldn't find it on like Netflix or HBO Max or anything like that. But anyway, Kingpin 2, which I'm hoping Bill Murray will be a part of again. I don't know.
I hope so.
I don't want to spoil the ending for that movie if you have not seen it, but please go watch it. It's
Phil
hilarious.
It'll
McCracken,
be
people.
fun.
Phil McMotherfucking Kraken.
Yes.
Woo.
It'll be fun. It'll
The
be fun.
Kingpin, I think it came out before Happy Gilmore. Did it come out before or after Happy
After.
Gilmore?
But after
Okay, so
Happy
it's
Gilmore?
a better Happy
No.
Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come out after Happy Gilmore.
Oh.
Either way,
Yeah, we'll take-
if you
Yeah,
like
look
Happy
that
Gilmore, like comedy, over-the-top sports movie stuff,
How old is Happy Gilmore?
Kingpin was so
Very.
good. So good.
Not even. Okay. Well, that's the news.
I want Kingpin 2 to have the commentators from the Dodgeball movie. In it.
Yes, Cotton.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. See if it works. That's what I want.
Oh, man. All right. Now it's time to shout some people out.
Okay. Who are we shouting out?
Today, we are shouting out some people who are long overdue to shout out. Honestly, because I logged onto our Apple podcast and I was like, whoa, we have 2 very good reviews. I was like, that's...
I think we only
Yep.
have
3 altogether.
Yeah,
Hey,
like 3 reviews.
like, we tell people every episode, okay? That's
Dude.
however many episodes to, like, review us. And these 2 people did, so I want to shout them out.
Review us, roast us if you have to. No.
Honestly, one of these
Yeah.
people might be someone who, like, watches all the time. Because his name is CatTayTay14.
Yeah, I think we shouted them out already. I think that might be Cat.
I was gonna say,
Cat.
there's 2 cats.
Cat.
Cat Ramos, or another cat that always listens.
Cat Ramos is the only cat I recognize. So
What? You know Cat.
that's the only cat I acknowledge.
Shout out to Cat Thompson.
Yeah,
Right.
Cat Thompson.
I don't know her, but
You
thank
do.
you.
She was at the Halloween party.
Oh yeah.
Cat Thompson's dope. So if it's you, Cat, thank you. If it's you, Cat, thank you.
Yeah, excellent. I didn't mean that, Cat. I only care about you, Cat.
And then the other one
Can't
is
get mad.
Candace Lover SDP.
Wait, Candace?
Candace.
Thanks, Candace.
Or it's Candace Lover. No.
Thanks, Candace.
Thanks, Candace.
You're
Yo, they said some dope stuff. One, I think it was Kat said, "Oh, I don't usually listen to podcasts. Like, this is like the only one I listen to." Candace was like, "This is the top 3 podcasts I listen to." Top 3.
Rank. So that PayPal went through then.
rank
We're
match.
not even top, like, oh, my top 10. Top 3.
So that means we
Thank you,
better
Candace.
than NPR.
Woo.
Unless
better than
NPR
that.
is one for.
No, we're there. Top 3 rank. Not like.
Not
We
in-
better. We
we're-
top 3, but we not 2.
Candace makes the
Or
rules, so
3.
we are top everything
All right. So we're the number 1 podcast on the internet.
on Apple Podcasts. So thank you for reviewing. You too can get a shout out during our live and audio episodes. If you shout us out, do a review, and I will check those more often so you'll hear it after you actually do the review and shout us out. We will shout you out. You can also donate on our site. If you actually go to our Instagram or any of our pages, you can go to our link tree, and there's all of our links there. You can follow us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook. You can donate. You can get to our Spotify. It's all in one place. So definitely do that and use that.
You can follow us in
Subscribe.
real life if you find us.
Oh, I don't know. Don't follow me.
Come find.
You're gonna be like so bored. Like, wow, she sits in the house all day. So
Stop typing.
she just types all day. Anyway, so follow, like, share, comment. If you have a business that you want us to shout out as well, please be a sponsor. We need to get more monies in here, and we want to shout out some dope businesses. So contact us. And if you write a review, please write a review. Even if it was a little review, you're like, oh, you're in my top 3. Thank you.
Or tell the truth, which is the best.
Or we're just number
Or
1.
you just like Aisha's glasses.
I have different glasses every time, so if you do comment, I won't even know which one you're talking about.
Now they're gonna be looking. They're gonna go back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they will. I think last time I might have had pink glasses. I don't know.
Don't
They
give them
have-
hints.
No, they gotta
Don't
figure it
tell
out.
them. Don't
Everyone's
tell
like,
them.
how many glasses do you have? I'm like, a lot of glasses.
How many glasses do you have?
I actually don't know.
Irresponsible.
I actually don't know what does that. Because my old glasses still work, so sometimes I like bring them out of retirement. Take them out of the vault. Anyway, if you like this banter, donate to us. And we have a new thing going on. If you donate $5 and ask a question, we'll answer it live or maybe even on the audio show. So please donate. Help us out. All right. Whew. We're about to go into our no spoilers
Limber up.
review.
No
I know,
spoiler.
limber up.
No
right?
spoiler.
No spoiler.
This is going to be a no spoilers review of the film In the Heights and the first 2 episodes of the new Loki series on Disney Plus. So if you haven't seen In the Heights,
A lot of
keep
people
listening.
haven't seen it,
Yeah.
Sure, you can keep listening because it's no spoilers.
especially in theaters.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of Loki, which you might not if you're live because they just aired yesterday, keep listening. We will spoil everything. Everything.
Every time.
Afterwards.
I have all the scripts.
I'm literally going to spoil everything later. So, let's get started.
We're gonna start with Logie or not?
We're starting with In the Heights.
Woo.
You want to switch
No
that?
spoiler.
No.
We out here.
You are at the helm.
Okay.
So
Honestly,
Captain,
I
my
always forget which we review first and second, so it changes every time.
I
Now.
think it does just
It
change.
just
every time.
changes because whatever comes to my head first types topic one. All right, so In the Heights.
All right.
Oh man, there's a lot going on right now, so I feel like we should kind of address some of the news around it.
Oh, before we do that,
Okay.
let's just give a brief whatever In the Heights is supposed to be.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a musical.
What it's okay. What is it supposed to be?
I know what I said.
And then
I know exactly what I said.
we'll talk about what it is.
It is a musical
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
that was adapted from a book by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who you probably know from the Moana soundtrack, but most
Hamilton.
likely Hamilton on Broadway.
Hamilton.
I mean, Tom.
And so, this movie is a musical about the area of New York known
Washington
as
Heights.
Washington Heights.
Yeah, not Washington Heights.
I mean, that's
It's
what it
supposed
is.
to be Washington.
No,
They say
right,
phrase.
you're right. It's supposed to be Washington,
Washington
Heights.
Heights. But
It's
okay.
Washington Heights.
It is.
What
It stars Anthony Ramos,
Yep, he plays Usnavi.
Usnavi. That's the main character of the story.
Yeah,
You might also see a Jimmy Smits in there.
yeah, that was fun.
You might also see a Mark Anthony in there.
Yeah, like keep your eyes glued. You might miss it.
Who are some of the other actors?
Corey Hawkins.
Corey Hawkins.
Corey Hawkins, who plays a character named Benny.
Melissa Barrera. She plays Vanessa.
Keep the name Benny in your head, though.
And then
Yeah.
Leslie Grace.
Leslie Grace plays
Nina.
Nina.
Yeah,
Nina.
and
Rosario.
those are the four main characters.
Yes.
Yeah, those are pretty much the main.
But then you get to see some others, which was very fun. Stephanie Rodriguez, who's also in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Stephanie Beatrice.
I mean Beatrice, sorry.
Yeah, Stephanie Beatrice.
Stephanie Beatrice. And then Dasha Polanco as well. And then I forget the woman who plays the beauty shop owner. Her name in the movie is Daniela.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she owns a beauty and nail salon.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That's what this movie is supposed to be.
Yeah.
A musical based in Washington Heights, starring the people we just named,
Living
by
life.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Doing things that happen in
doing things
the
in the
Heights.
Heights.
Doing things.
Not
associated
eating peraguas.
Motherfucker did not even put 2 teaspoons full of.
Yo, you saw that, right? Okay.
No,
That's a
wait,
spoiler.
wait,
That's a
wait,
spoiler.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
That's a spoiler, and I should
saw
I
that
should
too.
have saved that motherfucker for later.
Yeah, well, I feel you. That
Hold on.
I
It's
said.
coming.
Mhm.
It's gonna come down. It's gonna lay down.
Okay, I apologize to everyone.
But the film
What
follows.
had happened was
Oh God, the film follows Usnavi as he's trying to, making his way uptown. He's like trying to make his dreams pop, and yeah, I think that's the breadth of the. There's a bunch of smaller stories that happen in there, but
Or sueñitos.
ooh,
See what I
that's the
did?
drinking game.
It is so. It's
Ooh,
supposed to be
used
about
it.
sueñitos, like all these dreams that people have when living heights. I will say, to be honest, it was about people's dreams living in the heights, and even just like technically anywhere in the city, really, but specifically in the heights, dreams of people who are like, in Afro-Latinidad culture, and how that works being an immigrant and all that kind of stuff. So it did touch on all those points, but I will say it touched on all those points.
Gently,
Lightly.
It lightly touched.
like you would an heirloom of embroidered kerchiefs, dinner napkins. You would delicately handle them.
Delicately look at them across the table.
So now, I think you can get into.
Right. So issues with it, light issues, is that the inaccuracies of the heights it was very. I was talking to a friend who hasn't seen it about it, and they were like, "That sounds more like LES or the Bronx even." And I was like, "Yes, it was more LES, like without the I feel like LES and people got like an edge that is like different than the Heights.
Culture.
So it didn't have the edge that LES people have, but it was very much like a lot of salsa, not so much reggaeton or bachata, missing these really
No
key.
reggaeton.
Yeah, no.
At all.
No dembow, which I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
No bachata.
Nothing. So it was missing key elements that make the Heights. And then the big kicker was the fact that all of the main cast was very light-skinned Latinx.
Not all. Most.
Most. Corey Hawkins
Being
is
the
black.
exception, and maybe Nina.
Yeah, Nina was like darker than
Yeah.
Vanessa, who was
Right.
very white passing.
If you have ever been to Washington Heights, matter of fact, go there now
Take a look.
and just take what do you call
You
that?
could get out of the train and get back in, and you would see
What do they call that when you got the book of different types of materials for things? Like, is it
a
swatches?
swatch.
Yeah.
Go do like a little visual swatch of the complexions of the people that inhabit the neighborhoods that comprise Washington Heights. You will
Yeah.
get a predominantly Afro-Latino, dark-skinned, complexion shade, many shapes. That's what you're gonna come away with. And so the casting that we're talking about being predominantly that of light-skinned
Yeah.
actors, it's like, okay, yeah, those people might live there too.
Sure.
Boy, like
It's
all your main characters
all of the main
basically is that
Basically.
some people have felt like that has sent a message
right.
of like, yo, but I thought this is about
Us.
us.
Right. So the biggest thing that happened, I think, has gone a little bit viral, is like the root, Felice Leon, who I know, shout out to Felice. She did an interview with the cast and the director, and blatantly was like, "So, what do you say to the fact that there were no darker skinned, like, people in lead roles?"
And the director was the
John Chu.
John Chu, who was the director of Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, I just wanted to get
So
that
that
in.
made me like, huh? Why? Just I don't know. Nothing against him. I love Crazy Rich Asians. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun.
I
but
think
it
this was
didn't-
his first musical he directed as well.
You know what? It's funny because it made sense that he would direct a musical. Like seeing Crazy Rich Asians, they had some of these scenes that were very
Fantastical kind of musical
or like
numbers.
a show.
Yeah, very
know?
showy.
Right.
So it made sense that you would, but like not for this musical. I don't.
Well, that's
I
who they
feel like-
picked. But that's who they picked.
That's what he picked.
But to your point, they interviewed them and
Right, and so she blatantly asked, and I think a lot of the people just didn't know the director was like, "Wow, yeah, that's a good conversation to have," and you're like, "She's like, I'm having it right now. What's the deal?"
yeah, that's a good conversation to have. Is the equivalent of now is not the time after like a school shooting.
Sorry.
You know, like
No,
it's in the same
It's
basket
True. It's true.
of bullshit responses
Yeah.
to real issues.
He was not prepped. And then I'll give it to Leslie Grace. She was like, you know what? I noticed that while we were shooting that, like, literally my siblings couldn't have lead roles in this. I like that she acknowledged it.
But see, did she say couldn't, or you know what I'm saying? Because if you say couldn't have lead roles, then it makes it sound like they were looking to cast light.
So
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
a good segue.
That's a
then-
different thing to say. Sorry, I might have been blocking.
No, that was a good segue.
Because she said it in conjunction with, in response to what Melissa Pereira had to say.
She did it before her.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, Vanessa was responding to that.
Yeah. It was like,
Or not Vanessa, what's her
Nina.
name? Melissa,
Melissa,
the
yeah.
girl who played Vanessa.
Oh,
anywho.
I thought the girl
So-
that played Nina said something.
No, the girl
about
who
it,
played
too.
Nina is Leslie Grace. She's the one who was like, "Oh, my siblings can't."
She said
Right,
something
right.
apt.
Yeah.
She
So
had
then
an
the
apt
girl who
response.
played Vanessa was like, "But also, I want to add to that. Like, they were just looking for the right people for the right
Right,
roles."
right.
Which is
And like we're all very much like our characters. But then she admitted that in the whole casting room that there was a lot of darker skinned people who auditioned.
And they just didn't get the role.
Right. And I was like, okay, First of all, I just want to say that as an actor, you don't have any say whatsoever in the casting. So you don't actually have to answer any questions that come to you about casting.
Right.
That's not up to you.
It shouldn't be.
Just got cast.
You heard it here.
It shouldn't be.
Don't do
So
it.
you can just say exactly what Leslie Grace said. Like, damn, you're right. That shit is whack. They fucked up. Like, I'm glad that I got this role. Like, it's a changer for me. But you know what? I would give it up to a darker skinned person if I could, if that was an option.
Wow.
Blah, 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 blah. You know what I
That
mean?
is a grade A lane stay.
That's what
Stay
you
in your
said.
lane.
She was like, oh no, the best people for the roles. I was like, girl, that's been said to us for decades.
For as long as Rita Moreno's been alive.
Like,
I also want to say about this whole thing. The two people in charge of casting for this film were white people.
Were they? I didn't look it up.
They were two white blonde people.
Shut
Guy
your
and
mouth.
A guy and a girl. So they
That's
were
funny.
in charge of the casting.
That's funny because like there's one casting person who does all the Marvel stuff, right? Sarah Haley Finn. Hello, I'm an actor. I would like to be cast by you. She did all the casting for Black Panther, and she got it right. So.
Okay. So in the
What's
Heights,
happening?
there's a lot of music. It's a musical. If you are familiar with Hamilton, it's gonna sound a lot
A lot like it, yeah.
like Hamilton.
Yes.
Like a lot.
Yes.
I get mad. I'm not gonna defend Eminem here. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, yo.
I'm not gonna do that.
Honestly, yo, but I'm so hyped you on my wavelength with that one. Because I caught it when the music came on and it was like, I'm like, is this
I
lose
wrote my way
yourself?
out.
I was like, what is my lot to listen to?
It's Hamilton is probably like 7 different versions of Lose Yourself, if you want to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got kind of mad when people like these Eminem lyrics and that's all he writes. It felt like somebody trying to write Eminem lyrics.
Legit.
So that way I'm not necessarily insulting someone who I believe has way more lyrical talent than
Right.
and storytelling talent than Lin-Manuel Miranda. So I'm gonna just say that because I mean he adapted to
Yeah.
so the two things he's most known for he adapted. Anyway,
It's true. So I feel like the stories were very hodgepodge. It was like not one centered story. It was a
Right.
lot of people's stories.
right.
And not deep enough for you to feel something. I mean, some of them were.
One was.
One was.
Well,
Yes.
I'm gonna just
But
push
we'll
back
get
on that
into
totally because there were. I've spoken to numerous people, different ethnicities, all Hispanic though, that have watched this. A Puerto Rican, a Dominican, a Cuban. I've spoken to a lot of people, and they were touched by the stories.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was enough there that wherever you fall on the spectrum of Hispanic, Latino, Latinx, whatever, there's something there that you could, but like we said earlier, it just touches on it. It's not like it went like really hard in the pain,
Right.
or in the palate.
I feel like if they had focused
watch.
on a couple stories, they could have gone so much more into it
Yeah.
in a way that was.
There was a
more
very
authentic.
uneven focus. Like the main character story was like he was the main character by like percentage. Like I felt like they really tried to divvy up.
Spread it out.
Yeah. So there wasn't like a solid focus on so much on one character's narrative.
Right.
But it's a classical musical style, like classical
Right,
musical
yeah.
presentation. There is no depth to be had in that kind of way with those kind of stories with classical musicals. It's like there are people who do musicals and they go deep because but they break all of those break away from the
Cats
typical
as an allegory.
Obviously.
rum tum tugger nuts.
No, I mean it's true. You have a certain air about you when you write musicals. There's a way that it works. There's a style. And especially for this one that was like literally adapted from Broadway. There's a lot of new musicals that like people don't really ever hear about that are like about things like the Columbine shooting or like Party People. That you don't get to hear about.
Shout out
that
to Party
go
People.
deep. Yeah, legit. I am waiting for that fucking movie, but that's a whole other story.
Hope so. hope it gets made.
Yeah. So, but yes, I think that Lin-Manuel Miranda is very much at the I'm making a musical. This is how musicals go. look at Washington Heights as a musical.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It's ideal musical. It's a Dominican neighborhood with a Puerto Rican lens.
yes,
It's very
Right, but I don't even know
but
if
even
it,
that. But it's
if
more
it
like
knows.
Lin-Manuel's lens.
Yeah,
It's like a dreamy.
yeah.
There's a lot that's left on the table
Yeah.
when it comes to important issues and blatantly apparent issues within the community of Washington Heights as a microcosm for relations between Latinx and Hispanic cultures throughout the country or the world. But it never gets there. I'll go more in depth when we get to the spoiler
Right,
part.
yeah.
But
We do
if
that
you're
in
gonna watch
September.
this movie, expecting for Washington Heights to be brought to Broadway, it's more like Broadway being blanketed over Washington Heights. You know.
Yeah.
Saran wrapped.
Yeah, like so. Don't expect it to be the former. It's definitely
Yeah, nah.
the latter.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Are we?
Do we rate it? We do have to rate it.
I feel like we should rate it now
We do.
because later it's
we
gonna
do
be
rate
different.
it in both.
Yeah.
So people know. It's like,
Okay. If you don't know our rating system, we pick an arbitrary item from the movie out of 10. So, let's see.
Lotto tickets, bottles of
God.
Coke,
Oh my God, so
candles, quarter filled piraguas.
I think the quarter filled piragua is the
All right.
one.
So how many quarter filled piraguas, cups of piragua, do
Oh.
you want to give us?
I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little above average.
Okay.
Yeah.
I give it 5.5 dulce de leches.
I'm gonna give it like, cause I can't give I could give it a 6.8 if I want to, but I'm gonna give this a 7.
That's
But
fair.
like this 7, it ain't Mickey Mantle, it ain't Durant. You know what I'm saying? This 7 ain't proven, man. It ain't a 7 in the rafters, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's not getting retired.
It's not that. It's not that. But I'll give it like a 7.
Alright. We gotta move on to Loki. It's gonna be a long one. Before we do, I want to shout out Al. Just said, sup. Thanks for being here live.
Yeah, Amish Mafia.
Amish Mafia.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
talking
it's a
about
Kingpin.
Kingpin earlier.
Right,
Yeah.
right. We'll talk more about that on the break. That sounds fun. So, so let's talk about Loki. We saw 2 episodes of the new Loki series. Is this series just called Loki?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yes.
it is.
Just
It's
Loki.
just straight Loki.
Straight Loki. You know what you're getting.
I think I want to do first impressions because I
Who do
just
you
want
want
to
to
know.
impersonate first?
Let's say France. What were your first impressions?
Production. I mean, it was the production value had me at hello. I was like, ooh, this all looked good. I was like, it doesn't matter. Tom is in the building. The character's magnanimous as shit. I was like, first impressions. This is well done. Really good story. Beginning dynamics. I'm ready for it. Point blank.
All right, I feel like it's having a slow burn for me right now. You know how much I love my Toms, and Tom is doing great. He's having a blast, but I feel like I have to get used to this type of Loki because we've seen him grow, but technically in this timeline he's like just the Loki after he failed taking over the Earth.
New York.
Yeah, New York.
He
didn't even
failed
get past
taking
New
over
York.
New York.
2012.
So it's a different Loki.
Couldn't even
and,
take over Washington Heights.
Yeah, and I'm a little confused about where it's going, I guess, but
Okay.
that's how I feel. I feel in a foggy place.
I now want the movie to be. I want to see a new In the Heights. What with Loki?
Who's Loki?
Where he
Who's
like
Loki?
is murdering people. Like,
Wow.
robbing the bodega.
First
That was
impressions
robbing the
of
bodega.
Loki. Like, I'm not saying I take Tom Hiddleston's performance for granted, but it's once again solid.
Mhm.
It's a very charismatic character. He's fun. But Owen Wilson's character and B-15.
Woomy.
Oh,
Woomy.
Yeah.
Musa.
Agent
Musa.
B-15, I think. Both of their, they're great.
Yeah.
I even like Casey.
Oh my God, he is so funny.
It's without meaning to be, right? What's a fish? Not spoiling. So immediately I was like, again, great casting by Marvel for a series of.
Thank you, Sarah Haley Finn. Shout you out.
Okay. And then so initial impression, like I was like, what kind of shows is gonna be? It has like a vibe of like those 90s. It's like a silly Fringe, if you remember Fringe.
Yo, that's
If
so
or
true.
I
like-
remember Fringe.
Or those sci-fi movies that seem to pop up a dime a dozen in the 90s.
Yeah.
This is like a mashup of so many that has a little bit of X-Files, a little bit
Yeah.
of Fringe, a little bit. So, you know, it has old new tech, you know, whenever you see things like that where it's like, you know, things are made out of wood, but they shoot laser beam. You know what I'm saying? That's that type of thing.
Retro future.
Yeah, it's a retro future type of tech that you're seeing. Slow burn. The first 2 episodes are almost an hour long each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of information delivered to us. It's like watching 3 movies probably by the time the series is over, 6 episodes. If
6
they,
episodes.
Yeah, if they stay this length
I want
per
8.
episode. No, you're getting 6. But so initial impressions were that. I felt like I was watching, you know, like a 90s sci-fi Fox series.
Right.
But like with these characters, with Loki and you know the MCU as the backdrop, and you know so far I'm really digging it.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what will happen.
I feel like a lot has happened already.
Yeah, I just like, you know me, I'm like the one who was watching Attack on Titan, like, what the fuck is in the basement? So,
Who's in the basement, man?
I need answers. So, I'm holding off. I think we'll leave it at that because I feel like in our spotlight we should.
We can get deep.
should
We
do
could,
more.
it's gonna require.
Should you watch it? Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You should watch it. 'Cause Kevin
Definitely watch
Feige,
it.
you know Kevin Feige, fix your hat, no cap. He said that this is going to be the most impactful,
What?
consequential series for the MCU thus far.
I think that's why I'm waiting. I know big shit's gonna go.
If he's saying this is gonna carry more weight than like WandaVision, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that means it
so
deserves our
definitely,
attention.
you have to watch it.
You
Even
have
if you don't
to.
want
It's
to.
mandatory that you watch
Yeah.
this for the future of the MCU.
You better watch
You'll
it
be
for
lost
Tom
forever.
Hiddleston.
Watch it for Owen Wilson. He's
Oh
great.
yeah, Owen Wilson.
This isn't the wow. Owen
Watch
Wilson.
it for Woomy. I love her.
She's great.
Also, Sasha Blade, who was in Utopia. I follow her on Instagram. She's pretty
It's dope. She gets to keep her locks all the time. I think it's so
cool.
dope.
She
Yeah.
does.
When it's had a lot of success, they've moved all their launch series dates now to Wednesdays instead of Friday because of Loki.
Yeah.
So it's big. Watch it. Everybody's gonna watch it. You want to be the only one that's not watching it? That's you.
Probably.
No.
Someone's gonna be.
We'll make you do it.
All right, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
Go outside.
I'm gonna have a slice of pizza during our break.
Slice of pizza.
That's
Get
what-
pizza.
That's what you're gonna get to
Get
see.
yourself some pizza. Go outside, and then you come right the
In
fuck
that order.
back.
In that
Live
order.
your life.
Get the pizza
Get the
before
pizza,
going outside.
Eat it outside. Even if you're in your janklas just standing outside, that's way more than in the Heights did. So
Right.
do that.
It's not a stoop. That's your throne.
Yeah.
I like that line.
And then come back to
Ooh.
us.
It's one of the only ones I remember from the movie.
I was gonna say, when did they say that?
They said it.
Alright, so
All right, we'll be back.
So we're on break.
Break.
Okay, but you that are there,
Our live people.
you guys get to still see us and interact with us
if you
and
have any questions,
and talk with us.
let us know.
Should I show them the
We just
pizza?
talked about
Please,
Amish
tacos.
Mafia.
Should I show them the pizza?
Show them the pizza. It's a pretty
Why
good
not?
pizza. I was trying to resist this pizza, but I feel like it'll be easier than me trying to eat my
You better not resist this pizza. How dare you?
Can't eat pizza all the time.
It's every 2 weeks.
That's true. It's only 2 weeks.
Unless you're sneaking pizzas on the side I don't know about.
No.
Is that
Unless
what
I'm
you're
ever
doing?
in Brooklyn. When I'm in Brooklyn, that's when I eat artichoke
Alright,
pizza.
I'm gonna have this one. And then there are like 12 others for y'all to choose from.
I don't have a plate. You have to give
This
me.
is too big.
Several.
I don't want to show them where we got it from because it's none of their business.
Well, it's funny because the at is on it. Hilarious.
Where, son of a.
Yo,
And
we
the
should tell them.
addresses.
We should tell them.
Alright, it's going
we want
over the.
sponsor.
It's going over.
Ooh.
You got that?
Yeah, it's
France has big, strong hands.
yikes.
They look like big,
No,
strong hands.
Don't show them.
they?
Now they have. They're gonna get. We're gonna dox. They're gonna dox us.
I want this one.
You have that one.
Is that the one you wanted?
Not at all.
Okay, I don't want all these.
I think he did want that one.
That's too
Nah,
many.
I'm
You
good.
took the one he wanted.
Friends, you want one?
I'm good. Actually,
Pepperoni.
I might have to wait. Actually.
Why?
Look at that.
I have a
Pepperoni.
lot of cheese.
Look at that.
Yeah, I like this.
This pizza don't have cheese
Oh,
on
yeah, I
it.
gotta stop the timer.
Oh, you just had the time going. So we're on break. Let's talk about break stuff.
Breaks up.
Kit Kats?
Amish Mafia.
Yeah, don't hate me. I got his back.
It's a break.
We're supposed to eat pizza and go outside anyway.
Alright, I'm outside. Smoke break now.
Friends don't even smoke.
So we were at Cobb County, and like, if two people were definitely on a break, like smoking weed, and I was like, yo,
Yeah, wow.
that's just a regular smoke break now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I'm going to smoke break. I'm going to go smoke some weed in the alley. Behind the store. It's like Clerks in real life.
So you saw two people smoking, and they were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna hit this real quick, and then I'll get back to finishing up that LASIK surgery I was doing." Is that what you're saying?
No, they worked at like Starbucks.
Oh.
So they're gonna mess up your coffee.
No, they make it better.
I know what you need.
You didn't ask for caramel, but I put it in
I
there.
knew
anyway.
you needed caramel.
And then when you taste it in front of them, you'd be like, and then you're like, yeah, that's pretty good,
And
thanks.
they were like, I'm allergic to
Never
caramel.
knew my bagel needed caramel. Right? You thought it was a drink. You were wrong.
That's right, they serve bagels there. They have breakfast sandwiches. They have these little things that I used to eat all the time. These sous vide bites. Because you know, when you're like low carb, you can't like eat bread and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little, I don't know how to describe it. Like a cylinder of egg. Got cheese in it.
Did you just say a cylinder of egg?
Yeah, it's like a little circle.
What, Clerks 2?
No.
Oh, that did happen at
Aisha's
first.
making up shit about Starbucks menus.
No, sous vide eggs.
Oh, the sous vide. Yeah, they're not a cylinder of eggs. Those ones.
It's like a little disc.
A disc is not, wait, a flattened it like the McDonald's joints.
What?
McDonald's, the Egg McMuffin.
No.
A disc of egg.
It's like a hockey puck, but like
An egg disc.
smaller. Yeah. And like
But
thicker.
it's like a muffin without a top.
Mm-hmm.
A fupa.
Yeah.
Oh, my sweet cheese.
Yeah.
What? You don't get to say things.
Oh, no, this is great.
Wow.
Have a good bathroom break.
I don't want me to fucking review. I don't need a Yelp of his bathroom break.
No.
3-star. Next.
Whenever friends goes to the public restrooms, it is the worst time. Not he
But
himself.
we're at home. No
Ish.
public restroom here.
Right. Totally.
We're in a professional studio area location.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Probably Borat. Welcome to professional studio place.
Subsequent film.
We're in Bronxtonet.
Give me a tiny slice.
It was way closer to me than him.
You're eating.
He was resting.
Okay, give me a slice and I can eat half of it. That's what I want.
Okay. I'm almost done with my slice and then we'll be back. So far this has been a 4.5 minute break.
How do you know that?
Has it been?
I don't know.
I'm good with estimations of
Oh
time.
my god, this is huge. No, it's just a regular slice of it.
Yeah, but it's not huge because you're only eating half.
But this is a. Okay.
You're eating half. So what was once huge?
This is what I want. Are you gonna eat this?
Not presently.
Okay. You look like you were gonna take
I
it
was
back.
gonna put it back here.
We're gonna put it back. We're gonna do plant it in the ground and grow that over.
Leave it for our friends. This one's for the homies.
I just want to take this time out on break to serenade them.
You're talking in that microphone. They hear us over there.
Yeah, I know.
We call that in the business a dick tease.
In the
You
business.
can't get on the mic.
What about clit teasing? Is that like not a?
How would that work?
Well, clit teasing, it's redundant to say that because so few find it. So to say clit teasing,
Damn.
it's like you're not finding it anyway.
So few. The
I
chosen.
know.
the
That's so
chosen few.
confusing, y'all. It is so clear. It's right there. There's nothing else down there.
We have taken a.
She said there's nothing else down there. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know how many offended people in the medical field just walked out of this the stream?
No, I mean like.
Well, I've had enough of
Okay, you can play with a bunch of things. Let me say
Oh,
that.
wow.
It's a playground, but there's only one thing that looks different than the other.
There's only one slide. Got you.
Do you know what I mean? You'd be like, "Ooh,
I
what's
don't.
that?"
I don't want to associate that with
Like,
like,
what's
the Burger
that?
King ball pit.
That was him.
No, that was you. You went there.
He said that.
Oh my god.
Let me just say this now, Kat. You can't make this a clip. Don't do that. Don't stop it.
Don't you? Don't touch that.
We are not empowering you.
Cat can do
To
whatever
do this.
Cat wants.
I know she can.
I'm just saying. It's like, oh, what is that thing up there?
Oh my god.
But let's try it out.
It's reverse Plinko.
Mm.
That's what it is. You're starting at the 20 grand. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
Like, what are we doing down here? No.
Oh, I can't unsee Plinko. I cannot see.
Reverse Plinko.
That's good too, because Plinko be going all over the place. That's like you can play around.
Right, but you see what I'm saying? Reverse Plinko, you're starting at the 20 grand.
I get it.
You know?
Smart.
And everything else falls into place.
Right.
Huh.
I'm gonna say I've never eaten a vagina.
That's
so
a tweet.
take
What we got?
that.
We got Catherine Ronald. Oh man, y'all hilarious.
Well,
Cat.
but are we correct?
I'm
I've
correct.
never
Right?
eaten a vagina, so I can't be like, oh yeah.
Wow.
I like how I've been subtle this entire time. You.
When
you
am
with your
I
ball
ever?
window.
with
When
your
am
ball
I
pit.
ever subtle? I don't know
ball pit of
what the
ecstasy.
word
The
means.
kids are watching. You gotta like dance around
There's
it.
no kids. Who's there? Go to bed.
Yo, the sun still up.
I know exactly. The sun is probably still.
The sun is
I guarantee no one has ever described this as reverse Plinko.
No.
I don't
That's
think
new
they
shit.
have. That is-
I guarantee
you
you.
better patent that.
Unless that's like a song lyric from In the Heights that I don't realize that I remember.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
That is.
My god.
With no context to consider what we've been talking about?
Oh man, this is only for Daryl. That's hilarious.
No,
No,
Daryl,
no.
no.
That's for Plinko.
Alright, we're ready.
Okay. I need another napkin. Oh wait, no, I have tissues. Let's get to serious business now.
I'm
guys.
so upset at all of you.
Thank you for watching, people live.
Shout out to the
Look
two. Shout out to the two. Yeah.
The two, but like, look what you get to listen to. When are you ever gonna have a conversation like that with us? Like at a dinner party? No.
I mean,
At the right kind of dinner party, maybe.
I mean, maybe at my
Hey-o.
dinner parties.
yes.
Like I said, no subtlety. So,
Alright.
boom. Are we ready?
No.
I believe we
Whose
are.
water is this?
Yours.
Is it mine?
Yours, yes,
No.
natural water.
Oh, I
You'll
thought
be
it
have
was yours this
popping-
whole
No
time.
labels.
You over here popping cans like fucking Stone Cold.
I'm trying to not be a sponsor for it.
Yeah, we're really trying not to be sponsored.
Look, it's a little blurry.
How
It doesn't look like.
does that work in our
Blur
favor?
that out. I'll keep it right there.
Avoiding lawsuits.
You've seen my arm up a lot in this position. That's because it's like nowhere for me to put my arm.
Listen, we're
Same.
all
I was just like, I'm just gonna
friends.
back it up.
Back it up. Okay.
And we're back.
We're back. You're gonna do it.
We're
Thank
back.
I hope you had a good break. I hope you ate the pizza and you went outside and
I hope you ate the pizza.
Like,
that's what we told them to do. We say
I
eat
think-
pizza
I
and
I
go
think
outside.
the three of us were talking about the same thing in 3 different conversations.
Look, we told them to
Do you
eat
need
pizza.
2 people for a conversation?
We told them to eat pizza.
We were doing 3 monologues, 3 soliloquies.
her Batman don't eat pizza.
That's what I heard. There's no way Selena.
No way.
There's
in
no way
hell.
Selena married him if he didn't.
Case in point.
There's no way. You don't go into Ra's al
I was like,
Ghul's
wait, what?
lair.
We don't.
and
Come
not
back.
dive into the Lazarus pit. You don't do that.
All right.
There's a reason you come out of there youthful and nuts.
Before we get into Squale, I messed up our agenda. I'm like, what am I looking at right now?
What?
There's a question that I want to pose because none of y'all gave us questions. So I made up a question. This is in honor of Pride Month because I realized it's our last episode during Pride Month.
Oh yeah.
And then also kind of touching on In the Heights. So there's this like big debate between language in the world right now. This is not very much like a nerd question, but I just want to pose it because I want to know what you guys think.
Is it an entomological question?
What? No.
Probably.
Maybe. So there's a debate in the world about, Spanish language, male and female, and then having a, non-binary, non-binary word to say, like, because you either have to say Latino or Latina, and like that doesn't work. So people have been saying Latinx. So it's not really totally 100% accepted in, a lot of cultures because the letter X does not really exist very much in some Spanish languages.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to pronounce. It makes sense like if you're in the US, you can say Latinx, but language-wise.
Who made up the term?
So I don't know for sure, but it is said that like it's a North American thing.
It could be
So
North
it could
American.
be
but
white
who?
people.
But we don't know.
We don't know.
It seems unlikely, but the folks who I saw using it originally were some were Spanish speaking, like Caribbean born Spanish speaking scholars who were like, X has always been the undetermined factor.
The variable, like in math.
Right.
Also in math, but also culturally,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of Black Muslims have supplanted their slave given last names for
Right. Malcolm
Right,
X.
right.
yeah.
So it makes sense in that form, but linguistically it doesn't. So what I just found is a lot of people are switching out the X and putting E for A. So you say Latine.
Latine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How do y'all feel? Do you prefer one or the other? I'll go later.
I will slink into the background.
I'll talk after you crucify yourself.
So I'm the type that I believe both are fine. Depending on which one you're comfortable using. I don't think there's any malicious intent behind one or the other because right now, as of now,
Right.
it's not like there is a universally accepted one.
Right.
But if there were like a formal vote, I would probably, because I hate math, so I would probably go with the less
mathy.
arithmetic, algebraic, fucking
It's
one.
Latin 10.
It's like, well, no.
Whoa,
now if you do that,
now
we on some Krakoan shit,
Yeah, like,
and I'm down. I'm like, you
That's
see,
true.
if you do,
That's true.
yeah,
Logan.
yeah, if you do that, then
That's
no,
right.
Jimmy, James, Jimmy,
James.
yeah.
Wolverine.
Yo, there's no Wolverines in any Latino, Hispanic,
Oh my
Spanish,
God.
nothing, but there are now.
There are.
So like, yeah, I would spell Koki with an X. So I would
I'm about this.
I would pick the Latine because linguistically is more natural. It makes more sense
Yeah.
to not be masculine or feminine. Is more neutral
Right.
identifier of a person of that culture, descent, whatever. So I would vote with Latine. But like I said, because there's not one universally accepted, it's not like I feel like it's a war
Right.
or anything.
Right.
I could see merits for both.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go with Latine. I use either term interchangeably with people depending,
Right. Yeah, if you know someone's pronouns or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not,
I'll be brief about that. I think for me, it's about the focus. And Latinx, the focus is getting away was gender intentional. It's about getting away from the binary of O and A. And Latine is dope because it moves, so it goes further, like the enunciation of A, like all of that is moving away from colonial Spanish speaking and towards indigeneity.
The X.
The A.
The A. Okay.
Yeah, the use of the E as A. That is something that I recognize. Like with a lot of indigenous cultures that.
Also,
that term used a lot. So it depends on it depends on the focus, and I don't sit on either part of it, but I'm hoping to get away from Latin in general.
Right. What do you
and towards something more land based or like indigenous based, but yeah.
The poet in me recognizes the Romance language that is at the root of it, and it's like Latin. It just sounds.
Doesn't it sound so nice?
It just sounds better. There's no Latinx.
It doesn't. Yeah. Latinx is like.
It sounds way too other for me. My Puerto Rican brain, when I hear
you want it to
Latinx,
be more inclusive.
Yeah, Latinx. It feels like a gate in my head when I say it. Even though I recognize the purpose.
I always thought that was the intention.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
But
that's a harsh.
The thing about a gate is which side you on. You know what I'm saying? Like, or are you sitting on it? That's the thing. It feels like an obstruction, and it feels like a construction. A construct.
Yeah.
So like a wall could give you security, but it could also feel like a cage. Like it depends where you're on. So when I hear Latinx audibly, that's immediately butthole clench.
Yeah. I was saying Latinx a lot because it came into play, right? And I was like, oh, I like this. Even when you're just like writing a paper about something, it's hard to be like, okay, you're supposed to favor the male when you're writing it down. You have to be like, oh, and Latino culture, and like it never actually felt
as
right
default,
for me,
right? Mankind.
So, right, exactly. So I felt like you're giving me this X, nice. I'm gonna use that. I didn't, a lot of people are like, duh, what are you doing? Like, actual, people don't use it, da 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 da. So I like the Latine because like just saying it in the way it works in terms of writing and language and like you said, the way it sounds, it flows and it makes sense. Like when you say AJ, like. AJ is like, it's an A, and you're talking about a group of people. Like, you're not just talking about, like, this one person, that person. It's a group of people. So, I like the A and, like, one day when we can make a whole new language that isn't influenced by Spanish colonizers.
Just download it.
You tell me, and I will do the, Duolingo.
So because this is not like a segment thing, Cal Ramos says language justice homies.
Oh, they use Latin.
So the people doing the work, the excavation came to that conclusion.
Okay.
That's it. It is Latine.
Oh. Wow.
That.
Wow.
We will do it, but you can't. You have to wait for the gala.
Okay, it's not up to me. All right. Let's get into some soiree.
You did it last time.
No, you did it last time.
It's on me now.
It's hidden.
I thought I was gonna say it's your turn, but I thought you did it last time.
No, I did it.
Okay. Well, it's your turn anyway.
Either way,
so you go with whatever you want.
It'll be okay. Let's get in the vibe.
But don't say Spoilex.
You actually beat me to the punch.
You didn't do that.
Yo, he's not a justice homie.
Yo, so rude.
I'm not a language justice homie. I'm a different justice.
He was going on the Malcolm X. That's what it was about.
I'm sorry that we think alike.
Nah, it's all good.
Slytherins, what are you gonna do?
Spoiler deal. No, let me
Why you didn't follow through?
I got it.
Because if you would have.
Spoiler deal. I don't have those pipes at all.
You can't stop. That was great. You
can't lay the pipe.
It was fine though.
Say the pipe.
Plinko.
Reverse Plinko.
No, dub pipe. Like the baby, the pipe.
What?
Wait, what?
Anyways, I'm gonna count that spoiler as the one.
Yo, Daryl.
One more time just for good.
Okay.
Spoiler deal.
Nice. Okay. I'm down. And then it's like.
Oh, he's not gonna like that.
No, not at all.
Sorry. You can cut that out.
No. It's done. It's done.
And then his ears gonna be like,
Nah.
Anyway, So if you have not seen In the Heights,
Just take a Metro card and go there.
yeah,
Or
I
if you
mean,
boycotted
then
it,
watching
stay
the
tuned.
movie, you also haven't seen The Heights. But if you don't want spoilers for the movie, mute us, because if you're live, just watch us talk. It'll probably be really funny.
We'll give you a thumbs up on the
Yeah,
video
when it's
for
time.
when we're done spoiling.
And if you're listening audio, just fast forward.
We got timestamps.
Yeah,
Just skip
skip
the time.
ahead. We'll also be spoiling the first 2 episodes of Loki. If you were listening to our non-spoilers, you understand it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
So don't listen if you haven't seen those first 2 episodes. Again, mute us if you're watching. So we're going to jump into In the Heights.
I'm gonna take the train.
I'm going to take... I know, okay, so
The other one.
let's talk about that first, because I feel like it was a big thing for me, the setting. So when you're watching it, you don't really know which part of the Heights that they're in. So me personally, I'm very used to the Heights that's like on the A train.
Side.
Yeah, the A train side. And apparently, and I'm watching it, there's like elevated trains. So I'm looking, I'm like, this is fucking Riverdale. Like they're over on like Van Cortlandt or something right now off the one, because where's there like elevated trains in the Heights? Like I couldn't even, and I have, how many of our friends grew up in the Heights and we go and visit their moms, and I'm like, where is this?
Looking for the L.
It's like, what?
All along, Lin-Manuel was holding it.
Ooh.
So
That's a
what?
bar.
How do y'all feel about the setting? The street, like particularly, like what was that feeling like?
The block wasn't noisy enough for me.
Facts.
Like it wasn't the time when Nina is walking through the neighborhood and there's like people dancing in front of the stoops.
Mm-hmm. Oh
It's
yeah.
like they're dancing, but to not even her music, is a silent music,
Yeah.
and that, without me knowing, was going to be a theme for the entire movie.
Right. It was.
What wasn't said, what I didn't hear. So in terms of the location, the audible, Nina says, I need to listen to
Just
my
let
block.
me listen to my love.
Let me listen to my block. And every time she did that, it was mad fucking
It
quiet.
was so quiet. It's like birds chirp chirp.
I was like, where are you?
That's what I
You know,
think.
I should have heard music in the background, an argument, and I should have heard capicu. Something. I should have
Something.
heard something.
Right.
Not this silent shit. No, it was a symbolic.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here, man. No.
Right.
No.
You didn't listen to your block. That was, I don't know
So
whose
it did
block
not
that was.
sound authentic to me, the location.
Right. Yeah.
I'll get more into that later.
Yeah. You know, I've been in the Heights a bunch. If you double park there, you can't get around.
Yo, you
You
duck
stuck.
so much
Because the
double
streets
park.
is wild small.
Mm.
Everybody's on the island floor out there, like weaving, bobbing.
Holding a parking spot with your chairs.
Not one, not one motorbike.
Not one. Meek Mill wept.
Oh, no, mings. No. What are we doing? Yeah. The brownstones. I'm like, where they got those at?
Yeah, it looked like a lower Harlemish.
That little
area.
Yeah, they're like the 130s, 120s, 130s are Harlem and not the Heights. I've never
Right.
seen those. Where they do
That's
that?
true. That's what I kept seeing. I was like, look at all. Yeah, they're all these stoops. There's that one moment where Usnavi and Vanessa are sitting in like the stairs of a building, and I was like, that's
That's
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like brownstone areas with he kept opening the gate and stuff, and I was
Right.
like, I mean, I do that down on 143rd.
And then they were on the stairs that was over in the 220s.
By the train.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
the L train, 220s on the one train side. I was
Is
like,
that the other Joker steps?
yeah.
Yeah. I was.
I was
I
like,
saw those. I was like,
I
what?
was like, yeah, I don't think that's there.
that's across from the IHOP. I know where that's at.
Right.
You can't confuse me in my hood.
I literally had to download the subway map because I was like,
You doing the most.
Well, I wanted to know. I was like, wait, I've been here this long. Like, granted, okay, I did not grow up in New York. I did not grow up in Washington Heights, but I have been in the Bronx for over 15 years. I've been around the city. Where the fuck are you?
Where y'all at?
Where the fuck
I need
is
pin,
this?
drop a pin in that shit.
So like, while we're gonna upload the PDF of the entire MTA subway map.
Yeah,
link
exactly.
in your description. That club scene.
Woo.
Oh.
What
talk
club was
about
that?
Setting. Yes.
Because
LES.
the music,
Deadass.
the
Deadass.
music coming out of that club was not. That shit was ballroom. That wasn't like.
Yeah.
Which is cool if this was a different time period. It's cool if it was if it wasn't in the Heights. There was no hookah in that club.
Yo,
There was
no hookah.
I didn't see no bottle girls. I didn't see table service. I'm just saying.
Did they have the streamers coming out for somebody's birthday?
And the way they were dancing, it's like it was like ballroom dancing.
Ballroom West Side Story shit.
Yeah, like it didn't really look like. So my issue with this movie primarily is with the sound. I'm not the biggest music expert or anything like that at all. But when I noticed the part of the movie I loved and why I loved it, and the rest of the movie how it doesn't match up, I'm like, that's a problem. So Abuela song, I don't know the title of the song, but when the Cuban old lady singing, Paciencia y Fe, yeah, when she's singing that, you hear the string instruments, the percussion instruments, you hear the music of Cuba more prominently than you do any of the other like Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican music in any of the rest of the movie. Yeah. And I'm like, this song sounds different.
Yeah.
You
sounds
know,
right.
Yeah.
Sounds right. It sounds like it makes sense for where they're at. And the fact that none of the rest of the movie sounds like this, it just all sounds more like Hamilton.
Yeah.
I had a real big problem with it. That's why in the non-spoiler I said, if you're expecting, Washington Heights to be authentically portrayed on Broadway, is the reverse. You get a Broadway curtain thrown over Washington Heights.
That's a good segue to the music. Because I feel like a lot of the music, like we were talking about Hamilton, I can remember songs, even though, unpopular opinion, I wasn't the best fan of Hamilton. I'm still around being like, I wrote my way out. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, the only thing I can remember from this one is, like, In the Heights. Like that.
And that's the first 10 minutes.
That's the first song.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think about the actual musical music?
Ugh. I was like, I'm not a fan of musical music. It's just so very white. And then this just infuses what we call Latinidad into that white kind of Broadway sound. It was weird, and then there was the infusion of hip hop, but it was the same kind of watered down. It was in the rhyme schemes that tried really hard to be dope.
It's like junior high.
It makes it whack.
It was like junior high will never make it as rap battle.
Yes. Let's do this on the corner.
Oh, there goes Plátanos.
No, that's actually there wasn't a mention of Plátanos at all.
There wasn't.
Yeah, but again, and that was what brought. That's just what brings it down. Like Aisha mentioned, there's no bachata. There was no bachata. There was nothing too cultural to hold on to. This was just
in terms of music.
In terms of music,
we're just talking about the music part right now.
Yeah,
there's nothing to hold on to. I think the most stirring music happened for me at the roll of the credits with Flaco Navaja singing.
I think it was Mark Anthony.
I
think it was.
Oh, because
I thought it was Mark. I thought he says Mark Anthony
at the end of the credits.
I mean, we should look it up because I think. I don't
want to take anything away from Flaco. I'm just saying I could have swore at that credits part. I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The dude says, and now Mark Anthony.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, I thought he
maybe
did.
We missed that.
Still, that is still that music that happens there is the most stirring music of the whole time.
Was.
And Mark Anthony's not Dominican. It was like, and the song wasn't about. It was about broader Latinidad, but
that's true. They cast him. We didn't even talk about casting yet. They cast him to play the Dominican uncle of
Sonny, the cousin.
Right.
Yeah.
The father of Sonny.
The father of Sonny.
Father of Sonny. Yeah. But then, the uncle of Usnavi.
Right.
Who they're both
both of them Puerto Rican.
They're both Puerto Rican. All right. Well, I mean.
Wait, one more thing about the music.
I was like, do we want to go? We'll go into casting.
Because you mentioned Mark Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They put Mark Anthony in this movie. Mark Anthony doesn't sing in this movie.
Yeah.
Now, I would have loved to have seen Mark Anthony's character, who seemed like the only character left in the movie with no dream, no sueñito.
Right.
An alcoholic, glassy-eyed. You know what I mean? I would have loved to hear it's bolero, right? I would have loved to hear a sad song from Mark
Oh,
Anthony
man.
with that soul help something from his point of view.
I want to be like, ooh, goosebumps.
Because I'm just thinking of it as a story, and I didn't see the original play. Maybe it's in that. I don't know. You know, we
Right.
don't know what happened to Usnavi's parents, that they're just gone.
Right, he could have had
That's
that
his
whole
brother,
story.
right? That's his
Yeah,
brother.
that's his brother.
That's gone. You're talking about his son not having papers and wanting
Right.
more for themselves, and Usnavi trying to make these moves instead of him as the father doing that. I would have loved to hear his perspective in song form. That could have been a powerful moment
Right.
if done correctly. But this whole movie is if done correctly,
If done
and a lot of
correctly.
it is not done as accurate as it should be.
Yeah, I feel like in a sense, like before we get cut onto the casting, which kind of links to, is like it's not that it feels rushed, but it feels slightly rushed. That it was like, oh, we already know it did good on Broadway.
Right.
Just switch a couple things, take a couple things out,
And-
just put it up.
And even though the songs are not necessarily as memorable as Hamilton, they're sung well.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the dance numbers we're saying the ballroom, or they feel they very
Oh,
Broadway-ish and not necessarily as authentic to the
Right.
cultures they're trying to represent, is done well. Like
super
like
talented
this
people.
is a high production, high level. That's why I gave it the score I gave it. I gave it a 7 because
true.
production wise, this is a well-made film.
Right.
The way films go.
People
But
showed up.
in terms of the art and the statement and the rest of it, it's just a huge donut hole that I'm like,
I agree.
I can't ignore it. I just
I
can't.
agree. I think let's get into the casting. So I mean we can start with, for me, I don't even know, elephant in the room is the Vanessa character. So
There's mad elephants.
there's mad elephants.
What you talking about?
It's just a gaggle
It's a room
of
full of
elephants. But for me, that was the one. Not even just because the comment that she had on the interview, but like the fact that like he's in this bodega, right? First of all, there's still Latine person owning a bodega that is it's all Muslim people mostly now. So I was like, oh snap! Look, he's owning a bodega. She walks in, and I'm like, oh no, the girl is lost. She
Wow.
doesn't live here. Who is this?
Wow.
And apparently she's from the block. I was like, I never seen you here.
She looks like the person from the block who hates the block and is trying to leave the block, and then ends up being the character who, hates the block and wants to leave the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she also looks like that person in real life.
But what's
But,
crazy
like-
is that so they never really explain why she wants to leave.
Yo, that was my biggest.
And they never really explain why Nina decides to go back to college.
Yeah. So I think, okay, so in this whole thing, let's do this, combining casting and story, because I feel like they go
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
hand.
smart. That's smart.
Because it is true. We never get to understand why Vanessa wants to go downtown. She never said, oh, I want to go to FIT. Oh,
Right.
okay.
And she doesn't say why she wants to go downtown. Like, she's trying to go to a $3,500 per
$3,500
month studio.
For why? And then, like, with all
Yeah.
the white people who don't like you.
I don't.
Why
Yeah,
we
that's
wanna-
never really explained.
Right.
Not that I need them to do an hour-long exposition to explain it. Not that I
But,
need a
like-
Disney series spin-off to explain it.
But we understood what
something.
Usnavi's dream was. You know what I mean? He's
Right.
not even fully, too. He just want to open, a shop in DR. But, like,
Right.
I still have no idea what she wanted to do.
Usnavi, who's played by Anthony Ramos, very likable, charismatic on screen, talented singer. You see him on screen, you want to smile. He
Yeah.
has that kind of presence. His young acting career is going to go places, and a movie like this will help him get there.
Right.
Fine, great. He's a Puerto Rican cast as a Dominican.
Right.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Because if you're talking about in the Heights, Washington Heights, and you're going to ignore the issues of colorism that is within the Latina community,
Exactly.
there's dinner tables around the entire
Around the globe. At this
globe.
point.
There's conversations at dinner tables right now
Right.
with somebody pregnant, and somebody's talking about what they think the baby's gonna look
color
like,
the baby's gonna
what
be.
color's gonna be, and depending
How
on the
dark.
level of the tone of how they're asking these questions and what their hopes, how they're expressing them, it says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Colorism is at the forefront of issues that need to be addressed within the Latin community, and this movie doesn't do that.
No.
Then the relationship between Puerto Ricans and Dominicans.
Oh man, yeah.
You know,
that's a big one.
And you go to high schools right now, you're gonna hear conversations of who better, Kobe LeBron, the Durant LeBron, and then they start talking about Dominicans versus Puerto Ricans, and it's like, you know, you have opportunity to have or address that conversation there. You don't do it, and it's not like through your casting. I'm not gonna give you the credit of saying, well, you cast a Dominican to play a Puerto Rican, and you cast a Puerto Rican to play a Dominican. Maybe you were trying to show us on screen that it doesn't matter. We're all the same. Sueñitos, we share. No, I'm not gonna give you all that credit. That's something that should have been addressed. There could have been a moment where they do have, like, let's say, a rap battle instead of the scene where they're walking and there's like the animation, the drawing stuff.
About money.
Yeah, we're talking about money
right.
and the lotto ticket. Yeah. That's one thing.
That reminded me of a commercial.
Yeah, it did. It did feel like a commercial. Absolutely.
Brought to you by Usnavi.
Right.
They're like, bank at TD Bank.
Right. And how about the fact that he's named Usnavi because his dad saw a U.S. Navy ship, which is hilarious. And it's like, I can't even deny that might happen in our community. But it's interesting how you named after the U.S. Navy, but we're not going to address the history of Latino and Hispanic culture and how that's, you know,
so much
with the military in this country. No, we're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna
so it's funny. It in some cases it barely touches.
Yeah, it barely touches
these things.
You know, so I said that in my article I said this too. Honestly, I feel like the whole thing really is Lin-Manuel Miranda's dream of growing up in the Heights. It's like a child-like story where it's like, oh, I remember when I was a kid, abuela and the street and the bodega.
But then why not just tell your story, Lin-Manuel?
Exactly.
Why not just make this movie? Because if you had done that, then there's probably a lot less that we could like get at you for not addressing.
Right.
But since you put this under the guise of like, the every man in Washington Heights, the every woman in Washington Heights, the every person in Washington Heights, and then we look at it and we're like, no.
Right. Well, I think that's why, like, because it's under so much scrutiny, and I think it's because, like you said, that's the lens, right? He didn't say, this is my story of growing up at the Heights. Right. He said, this is the Heights, so now everyone's going to look at you, why didn't you put all of the Heights
Exactly.
in? Like, why you're going to do everything, and then you didn't do everything, and you have so much to do with.
There's something about the craft of, like, when you're writing, every piece is important. And something that
should be.
Something that folks skimp on typically is the title. Right. Like, there's always a focus on what can we get, how can we get, like, the title is supposed to be a part of the marketing, like, it's supposed to be something that but it doesn't speak, if it doesn't speak to the bones or the spirit of the piece, this is totally Lin-Manuel's story, or from his perspective.
Right.
It's a mix because
I'm just saying that
he's probably more Nina than anybody else.
But in the Heights, it was like, that's a terrible title for this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really crucified on the title itself. It falls on it falls on the story just in the title. Had it been named
Sueñitos, if it was named Sueñitos, then we can't be like.
There's nothing to say. It's just like it was like, you know what, you got it.
It was about this one.
But to say in the Heights and then it's like by the Heights.
Yeah.
It's near the Heights.
And that's why
in the Heights. Then it's like,
and I feel harshly about it because that shit is craft. Like, that's a part of your process. You wrote the shit, bro. Like, yeah.
So then he had to put that apology, which
he did put the apology.
He put the apology, and honestly, it was like a perfectly media trained apology.
It addressed. Well, I'm gonna give him even more credit than that. It addressed all the major points we've been bringing up.
Right.
And he at no point, like some media apologies, he didn't give himself an out. In other words, he didn't say he didn't defend.
Right. He wasn't like, and I also put this in it.
Right. I feel like it was solid apology.
It's solid.
But like any apology, it's change behavior, right? Change behavior is what you really want to see. I want to see his next project that's related to, Latina culture or whatever, best be more diverse in his representation of it. Take a wider view of your community if you're going to do that. Or in general, I want to see him cast for diversity. It's not about, these were the best people for the role.
Right.
That role then perhaps needs to be reevaluated.
Hello.
And you have to take into account the community that's supposed to represent.
The only defense on his table is that he is not a casting director. Nor is he the director of this.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
true.
curious how much say he had.
Nah,
Oh, no, he had say. I'm sure he had say.
I'm simply
Right.
curious about how much say he had, because then it's direct relation to how much credit we give or don't give him in his apology.
Right. That's a good point, because there are so many hands that go into saying yes to something.
True.
I will say this, like, the way casting really works is like you say, casting director, we need these roles. You know, they're reading the script, they're auditioning all these people. Some of the producers are probably not even seeing any of these people who are being auditioned unless the casting director says, yes, send this to blah, blah.
But this is what I'm going to say.
So that's where you're like...
But this is what I'm going to
Maybe,
say.
and that's only a maybe, but I'm sure, like you both
But
said,
then he
had
signs
more
off.
pull. Yeah, he had more
He'll
pull.
sign off.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
At some point...
If he could be like, show me more.
Right. At some point, I mean, you put yourself in the movie as the Pirago, man. Fuck out of here.
Right.
So, you on set. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
see
not...
what's happening.
You're not on a green screen doing that shit. So, my point is, you know, if Rita Moreno's word is to be taken as gospel,
Yikes.
okay, and I'm
Yikes.
referencing her recent appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert,
Right.
you know,
Well,
her words,
He tried so.
he tried to give it an outs.
He tried.
Because Stephen
I gotta
Colbert...
watch it. I just read about it.
Stephen Colbert is a woke, smart motherfucker.
He's
Like
up there,
he's
man.
like, I know who you are. I know what you probably mean, but I
Right.
also understand optics.
I'm gonna say this again.
Are you sure? Yeah. So anyway, Rita Moreno, her words, paraphrasing here, she said, you know, Lin-Manuel has brought Puerto Ricanness to the forefront of like Hollywood. In other words,
Girl, you
know,
were in West Side Story.
but I'm saying she said this.
Que
You know?
bonita bandera.
So if she's saying that, let's take it for face value. He got that kind of clout. He's getting that kind of budget.
Oh, for sure.
He's getting that kind of a blank check.
He is.
This was his opportunity to attach his name
Exactly.
and part of his legacy as an entertainer, a writer, an artist, whatever. You know, this is your home.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get your home right,
Right.
then what message does that send for your future projects, or what should we expect from you as an artist?
Legit.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know if he was micromanaging this. I doubt he was.
I doubt it.
And even the decision he signed off on, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, I don't think there was maliciousness on it.
No.
But you have positioned yourself as a voice of the Latinx community within the entertainment industry.
Right.
You're there.
Yeah.
You got there through your talent, through who you know, and all these things. You're there. That's undeniable.
Yeah. You can literally.
There's
do
a
whatever you want.
responsibility that comes with that. There's a responsibility that comes with that. You can't.
Right.
If I'm looking at the vampires in the Bronx, and that's a more honest depiction of a fucking neighborhood,
Of the block, yeah.
of a community, than your movie that's called In the Heights, and that movie got vampires, and that movie is addressing gentrification on a more complex level than your fucking movie is, then what does that say?
The movie had blurs.
That's what I'm saying. What does that say?
And also shares a cast member. But yeah.
It does.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
does.
True.
But
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so I know we gotta move on and whatnot because we started talking about Loki, but I think there's a couple things that we should say that we liked about the film.
I thought we did name those things.
Not really. We talked about them. I think the big one that we didn't go deep into that, but you did with the song, is the abuela character. I think that character was actually really well fleshed out and true to like that kind of abuela character. Like, she is the one that cooks for everyone. She is the one everyone comes over. Like, even if she doesn't know there's 20 people like worth of food there, everyone can come there and call it home and stuff like that. So I enjoyed that part of it, and honoring the elders, because that's a big part too. I really did love that, and her song was definitely the best. I also like the pool song, but that's just because that little boy rapped, and I was like, oh, surprised me. But her whole character and that idea was amazing, and the idea of the sueñito was so strong with her, because that's always is like, we're gonna come and I'm gonna make a life for my kids, but then you work yourself to death. Like, that is true.
Right.
So I appreciated that one very much. And I feel like if she had really been the center, Moana style.
Yeah. Well, be careful with that, because I don't even like the soundtrack of Moana.
No, not soundtrack. I just mean like the grandmother. She was like her rock.
Did it. That's what I'm saying.
I know. Although I remember Moana songs.
Yeah, I mean.
I also liked Benny and Nina's relationship.
I didn't get to talk about Benny.
Benny
Problematic. So Benny
was a dispatch.
He's a dispatch. That's fine. I don't have a problem with him being dispatch. Benny, after that, well shot. Mima was very confused by it. She was like, "Why are they dancing on the side of the?" She couldn't understand what that represented.
Oh, okay.
Like the tapestries coming down and stuff like that. When Vanessa was walking down the block,
It was Inception.
she said out loud. She goes, "Oh, that's what she dreams." Yeah. Mima, it's fun watching stuff on sometimes. But when they were dancing on the side, she was like, "I don't get that. They're not Spider-Man." She said this. This is her word. After Benny dances with Nina on the side of the building and they rest back on the fire escape, right? Where the fuck does Benny go? He's jobless because homeboy sold the damn thing for a year's worth of for another semester's worth of tuition.
Right.
Sorry, he's running out of he
sold that
has
for way
nothing else
more
to
than
sell,
that.
so I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so Benny has no job. His girl is going back to Cali. Where does he go? I found it very odd that Benny disappears. He fucking avatars right before they have that big song about representing flags.
Yeah,
I know.
he's not in that scene.
He's not in that scene because France. Where the fuck would he be in that scene?
Where is he from? We don't.
He gonna be the what? Isaiah Bradley?
What if he was Haitian?
What if he was Asian?
That would be worse. That he gets left out of it.
He gets left out of it.
That would be worse.
There's mad degrees. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like
it's a gigantic hole.
Yeah. You talk about a plot hole. I'm like, now I have no idea what happens
Maybe
in the play.
it got cut out.
I have no idea what happens in the play, but in this movie, it's very interesting that Homeboy is not in that
To be honest,
number.
The
whole block is.
In musicals, that's pretty like on par. Like there'll be a character, there'll be a character that is like there and you love them and then they'll just like disappear. But because it's live theater, you completely like forget.
Yeah, but the fact that he disappeared before that number, it just speaks to again things not said, addressed, and that one was hard to hide for me.
Yeah, especially as that one black dude.
Right.
And you never knew if he was actually Afro-Latina or
we're not
just
gonna address
black
that.
No.
That would have been like the big reveal, right? Everybody's doing their things, and he comes out.
The Haitian flag.
He got a reverse flag. You don't know what it is. You know what it is, and then he reveals it. Like,
He's from Ghana.
Yeah. What?
Or he's Afro-Panamanian.
That
would be really fun.
We'll never know.
That's true. But I also did love their love story way more than...
Thought they had way more chemistry with Vanessa.
More chemistry, but then also a story. It was like you knew that she went off to college across the country, and he's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I would have made it work, but...
And they had shared memories.
Exactly. Vanessa was like,
she got free coffee from him every day.
Ooh,
and then he was like, oh my god, I can't talk to her. And I'm like, why the fuck not, dude? What's up with her?
She pretty.
What I liked about it was actually, there's just, there are small cultural moments, mostly from Anthony Ramos. He's on his I'm from New York shit. Like he just ways he said things, just small reactions to things, and I was just like, that grounded me through the whole thing. Yeah. Like it would probably be like, oh, I know what that is.
Right.
And otherwise, meh.
The bodega at the end where they show what it becomes and the little trinkets and heirlooms and totems of his family's story or whatever. That was nice. That was
cute.
Panning through that, I could feel that, and I was like, my Puerto Ricanness felt that.
I was
because my family puts so much stock into the antiquity of things. Yeah. It's a common thing. If you give somebody like a old table. Or old cabinet.
Yeah.
They'll say, like, it's a bueno, it's still good. Yeah. But if you don't want it no more, give it back.
Yeah.
They'll say that. They could be fucking 92 years old. They're about to, you know what I'm saying? And they'll still say that to you. Because we attach memories with things on a very spiritual level.
Because it's a lineage too. Like something is being passed inside of that.
Or you found it, or you were gifted it. It doesn't even matter how it came across it.
But it's a part of you and your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a nice moment.
I was pissed that he wasn't actually in DR. I was like, he did it. He went back. He fixed up his dad's thing.
That was
and
the blow.
da da da
Well,
da.
That was
And like,
angry.
I get it.
I won't get into specifics because it'd probably be too personal. But like I said, I spoke to a lot of people about this movie, and they brought up the fact that, you know, they have experienced having your family history and roots, and in some cases land, property, and things in DR, and the older generation always thinking about that as a place to return to. But now
But
your
not-
family, you probably already have your roots here. You have children here. It's like we're not going, back. You know what I'm saying? So that what I'm saying is I respected that, the fact that he didn't go back
Right.
a lot more after having that conversation, because I'm like, okay, so this is a genuine thing in a
Right,
community
right.
that I'm adjacent to, not a part of. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I was like, I gave it a pass, but it added a level of nuance to it. I was like, okay, so that's a thing. That's a
Right.
thing for
Yeah.
people, you know, Dominicans, whatever.
Yeah.
I get it, you know. Even if I don't relate to it, I get it.
Yeah.
So
All right, we gotta move on. We got Loki to get to, but
in the heights.
In the Heights, I would say it is a sueñito. A sueñito that does not totally come true.
Sueñito wrapped in a fortune cookie,
Tiny
deep fried,
dream that you're like, this is someone else's dream.
and sold in a Broadway concession stand.
And to leave it off on a high note, I will say, like we mentioned, all the performances were on point.
Sure.
Like all the dancers, singing, everything. Because first of all, we know people who were in it, so congratulations.
Word.
This is a big ass fucking film.
I think I
And
know
you
someone.
did it. Yeah, well, like, yeah, Rock and Quick. Shout out to Rock and Quick, mentors of ours. Like, literally founders of hip hop style dancers and shit. Miltary and Bombasso Dance Co. Congrats.
Or John Locke.
Yes.
It was Poppers.
Like, it was dope to see everybody in there.
Appreciate that.
Hey!
Someone like this.
It was so dope to see those people in there. And I know I'm not saying the thing that everyone else is saying was like, oh, I can't wait to see like what darker skinned people are gonna make for the No,
They're doing a part 2?
they better not. Sorry.
Well, could
Part
be an opportunity to. You know,
Yes.
no, I mean it could be an opportunity
I
to.
mean maybe, but I think
Meh.
they're gonna have to do a lot of work. But congratulations to all those people because it looked like y'all were having the time of your lives. It's like, as an actor, you get a yes to a role that you think could, you know, spawn you to like something like bigger and better and be with like such amazing people. Y'all look like you were having a great time.
But we'll move on and let's give credit where credit's due because Tom Hiddleston did read for the role that Jimmy Smits ultimately got. And we'll talk about Loki.
Yeah.
I was trying to give us a transition.
no, just it's good.
Loki.
All right, low key. Let's talk about Loki. High
Imagine
key.
he played that role. All right.
Loki.
No, imagine
Tom-
Jimmy
Jimmy
Smits
Smits is
was Tom Hiddleston.
I was like, Tom Hiddleston owns the bodega? Oh no, the block is lost. Okay. Loki. I'm trying to remember what happened in that first episode.
What?
I'm going back.
A quarter of it was Endgame.
Yeah, literally it was like last on Loki's timeline. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Okay, so for anyone
Hawkeye,
who hasn't seen it, this kind of starts in the end game moment where Loki unexpectedly gets the Tesseract back and just like poofs away.
Yep.
So he poofs away, and now because he's done that, it's made an offshoot on a timeline that shouldn't exist. So they apprehended the, what is it called? Time Variant Authority.
Yeah.
The MTA.
No.
Stand clear of the closing time window, please.
Sorry, the TVA. Wumi Musaka.
Hey.
She was also in Lovecraft Country. She played the sister to
Ruby?
yes, Ruby. Then you have Tom, and then you have
Wow.
Wilson.
Wow.
So, what do you think about this first episode? It setup-y for me. and I don't know how to take it. Like I don't know how to take it. Tell me how to take it.
Thoroughly enjoy. Wow. Yeah.
This is just because you guys had a Plinko conversation.
We had the conversation.
I'm gonna say it again. Reverse Plinko.
Turn it upside down.
Only
Anyway,
our live
Start at
people.
the 20 G's.
work your way out.
Work your way out.
Small denominations. First episode of Loki. I mean, I'm very invested in world building, and this world building was great. A lot of questions and no answers. That's what I need in the opening. Don't tell me shit. Just set it up. Set it up nice, and it was a really good setup. And inside that setup, they dropped wild shit for fucking the rest of the MCU was pretty much laid out in the opening of Thor, in the opening of Loki. It's just like the whole multiverse of madness. They literally say that shit in the sequence with Tara Strong. Shout out to Tara Strong.
Miss Minutes.
Just keeps getting work. But yeah.
When you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
When you're
I was
great,
like,
you're great.
Yeah, I
That's
thought it was.
voice acting. Everybody.
Thought it was a
stays
dope.
in it.
Thought it was a great setup. I'm here for it.
Right.
I mean, we get the rapid fire character development
Yeah.
with this version of Loki. Like Aisha mentioned earlier, this is not the Loki that has had the character arc that
Right. Ragnarok did not happen.
Ragnarok
for this
didn't
Loki.
happen. Those bro moments didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
You know, a lot has not happened. That promise of the sun shining on Asgard again, brother, thing that hasn't
He watched
happened.
that all in the recap.
Right, but he watches it, and Tom Hiddleston, because he's a fucking amazing actor, we see the range of emotions, and we
Right.
seeing Loki, you know, open a drawer full of Infinity Stones, which he
Yeah.
thought would help him get an edge.
Except there was like 8 million of them.
Yeah, and there were all this paperweight. You know, him returning to that room and just like acknowledging, all right, y'all playing a game that I didn't even know was being played,
Right.
but I'm Loki, so you know, just let me see that rule book, and I'll rewrite it. I love that. I also love that the MCU, you know, with Franz mentioned world building, we're getting we're getting conflicting stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
With how things began, you know, like
That's my issue.
and, well,
I mean, not issue that it's bad, just in terms of me trying to figure shit out.
well, that's the thing. I'm like, the TVA, the Miss Minutes segment and all that shit is by the TVA's propaganda division.
Right. That's why
So,
I'm like,
well, and all the bureaucracy and all that shit.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to believe them.
it's like Hitchhiker's Guide. They're like,
Yeah,
that's not a presidential
yes.
release form.
This is this is the
Yeah.
Vogon situation.
This is the Hitchhiker's Guide, but starring Loki instead of Mos Def. That's what this is.
That's so true.
And with a movie, you're
Owen
supposed.
Wilson is what's his name?
Oh yeah, Ford.
Yeah. So the skepticism is healthy. You're supposed to feel that,
Okay.
and we shouldn't believe what we're seeing.
Right.
And the fact that Loki wants to get behind that curtain so bad to see the wizard.
Yeah.
Right.
I think eventually that'll be the payoff, and I don't think it's what they're trying to present
No,
themselves
it's
to.
gonna be Eternals. Watch.
Well, I don't know.
Well, that's why
Could be
I think,
Kang.
I think that's why my hesitance to like the first episode really came from. That is like, what is behind this curtain? Like I'm, Virgo me, I'm like ready to like figure out what rules are and follow them, and then slightly not, so that I can get ahead.
Slightly not.
So I know he wants to break them, but I don't know how he wants to break them. I don't know what the rules are. What happens when the timeline like, are we gonna explode? You keep making me think we are, but like we didn't even know you existed, so what the fuck?
Well, I think the key is to focus on the word nexus, because we saw that commercial in WandaVision
Right.
talking about how you're not the center of the universe, or are you? That's the question it posited, and then for comic book fans, we know that Wanda is one of the nexus beings in the Marvel universe, meaning that she is one of the
She's
constants.
holding the timeline.
She's one of the constants across timelines, across dimensions, across realities that exists. And so maybe the MCU will have a different set of Nexus beings.
Puzzle pieces are coming together.
But these are important events that are to be protected, preserved, the Avengers were supposed to do what they did, messing with time.
Right, yeah,
Not
when they
you,
said that.
Loki.
You're
not you, the
one.
god of mischief.
But when he
Come on.
came out and he said, "But it is their fault that I got this."
He
Tesla,"
was- he
I
wasn't
like,
wrong.
He's right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but all that. So what? Let's just say.
Somebody's fallible, and that's the whole point.
Absolutely.
But that's what I'm saying. So in that plan, right? Okay, they come back in time. You know, Hulk took the stairs. Boom. I dropped the thing. Was none of that supposed to happen, or was he just not supposed to pick it up?
That's why it's
You know
bullshit.
what I mean?
It's
Yes.
arbitrary. It's bullshit.
Like that all happened like
Right.
it was gonna happen.
As much as we like Owen Wilson, he started to question some things. He's taking some risks.
Right.
He's changing a little bit of things. You know, Agent, B-52, B-15. B-15, like she's so by the letter and she's representing this authority and she's completely bought into whatever she's being told to do and everything. Not necessarily with malicious intent, but ultimately we're gonna find out that
She's gonna have
It's
to
all
have a change
bullshit.
of heart too.
right. It's all
Okay, so
bullshit.
here's a question before we get into kind of what happened in this last episode. Do these people go home somewhere?
No.
Do they eat food?
Yes,
Do they sleep?
you saw them eating.
Like, because they
They're trying to
all
eat.
look like they just stay at desks. Like, they don't have homes. So, like, does he go somewhere? Does Loki need to sleep now?
It's a 9 to 500 they work.
Right, like the other dude, what's his name?
Casey?
Casey was like, I was made here. I
Right.
do this. He was like,
Right,
he
he
does this.
doesn't know
That is
what a
all he
fish
does.
is.
Right.
Yeah, it was like, it's all he's done is all he's seen. So, for some of them, that's their experience.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the bathroom.
And they don't experience time the same way, but we don't know how they were made or why.
Right. Bowels pass differently
It's just like,
in the time variance
it
authority.
disappears like when you press that button.
It's the seashells, you know?
The seashell.
It's the 3 seashells. Yeah, like Fran
Okay.
said, Casey's that's all he knows. In the comics, when the Time Variance Authority was introduced, you know, like Mobius's character was modeled after one of the executives at Marvel Comics. The idea of the TVA was supposed to mirror the business side of comic books.
Okay.
So like you see these
Yeah, I
long,
see it.
endless cubicles. You see all these people in desks.
Right.
You know, with maybe one person looking back at the action, but everyone else
Yeah.
is focused on their work. The TVA, this is an illusion. Loki is not wrong. Ultimately,
Right.
that concept of weakness being disguised with violence or strength or
Right.
or whatever, imposing your will on others to hide your own faults. That's what the TVA is too.
Yeah.
The question is whose faults are
See,
being
like that's crazy too.
hidden.
Yeah.
You run the entire whatever fabric of the universe of time, space, everything, and you chose a fucking brown ass boring office.
right.
Why did you do that? Who you can do anything? Why
Yeah.
are we in an
'Cause
office in Jersey?
We're being limited by someone's imagination. We don't know who.
Exactly.
And that has actually been the running theme throughout all of these TV joints between this, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like they pick a genre, but they use the genre to create a wall for you to break through.
Right.
And it was like, it's actually super well designed.
And I think ultimately, this in the same way the TVA with the brown walls and it's a
Yeah.
cage.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna come to see the Infinity Stones in the same way.
Yeah.
Like they were presented as the be all end all, and the universe kept moving. Like we're
Right.
still going. There's other powers, formidable, out
Yeah.
there
The
to deal
scope
with.
is what's being shifted.
Right.
The scope of everything through these TV shows are being shifted, and the scope of this one is. I didn't think the scope could get bigger than WandaVision's scope,
Well,
because it was
Well,
only in
seems-
town,
Right.
but it would have felt so much bigger.
Well, I was
Right.
gonna
And
say.
now it's just big.
right.
So, like, COVID happened, we had to push all these dates and da-da-da-da-da. Again, Feige, everything is so perfectly placed. So you had to have WandaVision first. It's like, imagine...
Remember, it wasn't meant to be first.
Right.
Black Widow was supposed to come out before.
Well, no,
WandaVision.
I mean just in terms of Loki and WandaVision. Because you see WandaVision like, oh, look at this town that's made. Look at this world that we don't really know what's going on. We don't know who's controlling it, but this is
Right.
what's happening.
Right.
And now it's like, look at the universe. I don't think we would have been able to fathom, unless you read the comics and stuff like that, what is
That's a good
happening
point.
in Loki if you hadn't seen WandaVision.
You're right. We got the microcosm.
Yeah.
Of,
and then it's
of
like,
somebody pulling strings behind the curtain and these things happening in this cage.
Yes.
yeah.
And now we're getting it on a
macro.
more macro level.
Because
Yeah.
you have I had the same feeling. Like with WandaVision, I feel like I was easier into it because I was like, I see what's happening. I think she's controlling. Because you know a little bit more about Wanda than you know about the TVA.
Right.
So now I feel a little lost. I'm like, okay, I don't really know what's happening.
That's fine. Neither does Loki.
Right.
And if you want to go into the second episode
You're
now,
stumbling with him. Like,
he meets the variant version of one of the variants of himself.
which is it's a
lady. It's a Lady Loki who doesn't look like Lady Loki from the comics.
Right.
Okay.
But
does she look more like him in the comic?
Well, black hair, dark hair.
Dark hair, palish.
Big
skin.
horns.
I imagine the lady from Evanescence.
Yeah,
Main lady.
but with like really big
horns are
horns.
very
Yeah, with the
ornate.
horns.
Yeah, these horns are more like the modern Loki.
Kid Loki, right?
Kid Loki, yeah. Which maybe there's a tie in there.
Kid Loki.
Well, no, she's a little too old to be Kid Loki.
Growed up.
But
All
so let's get big with it, okay?
Okay.
She sets off. She's obviously been targeting those little resetting grenade thingies.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And she sets them all off, and they all go through their own little portals. And we see that at the TVA, there are these dates and the time stream being attacked, being reset at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how eagle-eyed you were looking at the names and the dates of those places.
Jotunheim.
But there was Jotunheim,
Yeah,
there was
I saw that.
Vormir, there was New York,
She
and
set those
Asgard.
off.
It almost seemed as if those grenade things, I forgot what they're called, but
Reset
they were
targets.
being set at points that correspond with almost every MCU movie
Yep.
or
Like,
major
what the
event
major things
that
happen.
we've seen. Now, whether they've been sent there to prevent what we know happened to happen,
Right.
or they were sent there to cause what we know that happened to happen, is not clear. Even Loki says, "Oh, we're in the past. We're from the future, right?
Right.
Time passes
And he's
differently
like,
here."
They
so.
never answer a question in this, first of all.
Yeah, they gave me a terrifying idea.
Like, I don't know if Lady Loki is preventing the MCU as we know it, or if she's the reason it's happened.
But it's starting to look more like, based on how many branches and how many Infinity Stones, that there's a really good play here around making all the Infinity Stones work all the time.
Well,
and I was like,
That wouldn't make any sense,
because
though.
all of the places.
Wouldn't Thanos just keep happening?
No, it would be because each universe has its own set of stones.
Right.
It was like,
and they're not supposed to work in other universes.
But if they're all working all the time, it's just like, because that's the only reason I can think of to show the gun, show the Infinity Stones.
Why do you need so many?
I feel like that's too much. That's just taking the same, not that it's gonna be the same story, but like same situation and just doing it again.
No, it changes the scope. Because everyone's like, and maybe it's only for a moment, but that kind of chaos seems more like up Loki's alley.
Loki, yeah, okay. Yeah, so at the end of the episode, we saw that the charges went off. Obviously, this Lady Loki has some kind of, but then we saw all the branches in the timeline go nuts, which we don't know what that means.
Right,
We're only in episode 2.
Yeah.
Only in episode 2.
See, another thing too that I know is bullshit. When they were like, "Oh, the Avengers meant to do that, but now you Loki, and you're a variant, and you're often a variant, and we've killed a lot of yous."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if there's anybody meant to cause disruption or chaos in a timeline,
definitely
it's the god of mischief.
Yeah.
But what?
Dude.
To the god of stories.
Nah, I don't think we're gonna get there yet. Cause you
that's Jason Aaron shit, right?
That's there's mad stuff we need first. I need Asgard to be rebuilt. I need a lot of things first. Yeah, I need a lot of things first before we get there. But I think maybe the only true thing is that Loki is supposed to be fucking with the timeline.
Yeah.
Like exclusive.
Cause that's what he does.
Yeah.
You know.
It's gonna be a new timeline.
Yeah.
All right, so we do need to move on, but
yeah,
just like all the weeks.
We like it. Watch it.
Watch it.
Do it.
I did not watch these trailers. Did any of us watch these?
Yes.
I saw the He-Man one.
I'm gonna stop doing my homework.
No, keep doing the work.
I called it homework. You called it work.
Work. Keep doing the work.
I watched the trailers. Would you like me to run them through?
I don't know. I kind of want to watch the demonic one, but you can run the other ones.
You can watch it while we're on the thing.
You do the first one. Animated He-Man series by Kevin.
Go. You saw it too, friends.
Yeah, I was like, first of all, that is the new top tier use for We Need a Hero since Shrek.
That's
that
We Need a Hero shit was used mad times this E3. I don't know if you know that.
I did, but I was like, I noticed, but no, but that was the first one that I saw because it came out right before, before.
It did.
I was like, but and it's like the Short Circuit, there's Short Circuit 2, there's Shrek,
and the Guardians game,
and then there's there's just the He-Man joint. It got used flawlessly.
It was.
My man, Skeletor. It's perfect. I thought it was gonna be set in the same style as She-Ra,
and it's not.
And it's not. And at first I was like, that's whack. I would love to have seen a He-Man in that universe, but Kevin Smith kind of nailed this one for what it is. You getting what you paid for.
Yeah, Kevin Smith is like, no, they gave me the toys.
Yeah, it's going pew 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 pew.
This, whether you believe it or not, this is stop motion.
Is it like?
Because he's playing.
Yes.
You know.
Is it like the animated Clerks that he did?
No. This is. It looks like
you're getting He-Man.
It looks like the continuation of the OG joint with sharper images. I was like, this is. There was a lot of explosions.
Not He-Man Go.
We get we get it's not He-Man Go. It's the opposite. We get Mark Hamill.
Really?
As Skeletor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's Skeletor.
And I'm like, I'm here for
he'll
that.
win an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
In a series.
That's facts.
Of animated.
Here for it.
It doesn't exist, but
no, is it a series?
Yes.
Emmy. He will get the Emmy.
No, I said what I said. He'll get Tom Cruise's Golden Globes.
Get the Oscar of television show.
But no, it looks great. It looks so fun and funny.
It looks more fun than like the Transformers War for Cybertron stuff.
That's not supposed to be fun. That shit's dark.
Wait, the animated ones on Netflix?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that's been a real slow burn. Like it looks way more fun and enjoyable. If you're talking about that era of cartoons and animation, this looks way more like yay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it does.
Yay, France.
It looks like a
very
simple yay.
Okay.
Not Kanye.
All right, I'm gonna watch this demonic thing.
Okay, before demonic, there's the other one. She's really y'all watching this?
I'm gonna watch it.
This is our fearless leader. Okay, right
this
here.
This is how you lead.
Wait, the second thing is what was it? Is demonic?
Yeah.
Let's just skip to the other one. Did you see the trailer for that?
No, but I don't care.
Well, and there you have it.
We're watching demonic together.
You don't like Emil Hirsch?
Everybody.
Oh, I know what that is.
This is cool.
I haven't seen him in so long.
He's Speed Racer, and then he was gone.
Oh my God.
We're watching.
I'll describe it to you.
Is that
She's
Rose Byrne?
been cutting an arm.
I don't think that's Rose Byrne.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's the lady from the Neil.
Oh, it's the Neil Blomkamp joint.
Neil Blomkamp. I don't even know. Ooh. People are possessed. They're doing demon shit. Oh my God. August 20th, that's 10 days before my birthday.
I can't.
Yo, Halloween is in June and August this
Whoa.
year.
Well, I mean, it looks...
It's like a virtual reality hell, but real life too. Okay, I'm about this.
I'm interested.
It's like a mental fuck with you too.
It's the, what do you call it? Not the Annabelle, it's the analog.
Well, you know.
Not the Conjuring. It's the name of that?
Insidious.
The Kalika.
No, it's what's the one where they put the things on their heads and it's like a drug and they all like get really high and then End of Days.
Oh.
It's like End of Days, but like the other side, it's nightmares.
It's a complete disregard for religious imagery and sanctimony.
On purpose.
But with video games.
On Christmas. No.
Yeah.
Brought to you by
Rock song.
Up, down, down, right.
I like it.
Okay.
All right.
And now that last one?
Oh, are we gonna watch it together?
No.
Okay.
Emil Hirsch.
Mm-hmm.
This movie feels like Megan Fox is in it and her boyfriend MGK.
Oh, Machine Gun
Kelly.
Yeah.
I totally thought they were married.
No, not yet.
I was like, they're married.
They probably will be.
Do you think they're gonna have kids? Because she already has kids, but like.
Yeah, but maybe. I don't know.
Wow. Did you guys see that coming?
Trailer.
So the focus of this is not them, even though they're the first things you see in the trailer.
Okay.
I think she has a more prominent role than he does.
I hope.
But
No,
where's
she does.
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis is playing the. So what was the name of that movie with Denzel recently, where he's like the old grizzled cop?
Little Things.
Is that?
Yes.
Okay,
The
so
one on HBO.
so Bruce Willis is playing like that guy,
Okay.
and then Emile Hirsch is playing the role of Remy Malek from that movie.
Okay.
Oh.
But unlike Remy Malek and his very subdued performances, Emile Hirsch is out there. He's emoting. He's loud. He's demonstrative.
Oh.
He's trying to get justice done because there's a killer killing women's.
Oh.
Okay? And he wants to stop the women's from being killed today.
Oh my gosh.
So Emile Hirsch is trying to solve these cases. Megan Fox is trying to by any means necessary solve these cases.
Oh.
On the
Did it
side.
kill someone
the
she
blicky.
knows?
So she's like using herself as bait in some circumstances. So then this reminds me of this other movie I seen with
this
Ben
is a lot of movies
Kingsley.
put together.
It's two. And then there's a movie with Ben
It's also True
Kingsley.
Detective.
Jennifer Connelly?
No, it's a movie with Ben Kingsley where he and this younger woman, they lure pedophiles. Like she's bait, and then her earrings are like microphones. And then when he hears she's in danger, he comes in, tases the dude,
Oh my god.
and then does
Borat.
other things
Oh Lord.
to them, like his own justice.
Right.
And then I'm trying to remember who else was in
Judge
that
Dredd.
movie. Who else was in that movie?
But it also sounds like True Detective, and it
Yeah,
also
House of-
sounds like what's the one with Angelina
It's not
Jolie?
House of Santa Fog. I know that movie. I love that movie.
What's the one with
It's not
Angelina
that.
Jolie?
No, this is.
She's in. The
I'm trying to
Bones.
remember who the lead was in
Bone
this,
Collector.
because it wasn't Ben Kingsley wasn't the lead in this. The lead in this was somebody else.
In the other.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
Is it Sexy Beast?
No,
Sexy Beast.
it's not Sexy Beast.
I would like to know.
I'm just
more
gonna
about
keep,
Sexy
you
Beast.
Just
Oh,
keep
my.
naming Ben Kingsley movies. I'll tell you what it is. Just put Ben
I
Kingsley,
did.
judge, and pedophile.
Lockdown.
Spider in the
Wait,
Web.
Lockdown.
Spider
It's a
Web.
Lockdown Spider in the Web.
No, it's
Spider
I don't know if it's Spider.
No?
Who's in Spider in the Web?
Spider in the
What's
Web
the-
is Ben Kingsley, Monica Bellucci.
Nope, not that one.
That one.
I would have known if Monica Bellucci was in this movie.
Red Sea Diving Resort.
Nope.
Looks like way more people.
Nope.
Not Death of an Elephant. Night Hunter.
Who's in that?
Henry Cavill.
What?
Yep,
Yo,
yep,
Ben
it's
Kingsley's
that
been
one.
in so much.
It's that one. So this is a mix
He's been in a
of
movie with Henry
Denzel's The
Cavill.
Little Things and Henry Cavill's what you just said.
And True Detective.
Nah.
2018 film. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw it recently. So this movie feels like that. And yeah, Emile Hirsch is the main character, even though Bruce Willis is in it.
Midnight in the Switchgrass, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Midnight in Switchgrass.
Emile Hirsch is give me awards.
I know, I kind of like this where we don't watch it and then Mike describes it.
He's like, I don't like it.
I'm like, tell me more. Oh.
I would if there was more time.
More time. Okay. Also, it sounds like from the trailer they showed the whole movie.
No.
No? Okay.
No. But you know,
All right. Well, that was a show. We went in.
We did.
This is one of our longer ones.
We did.
Thanks for sticking around.
but no, it wasn't. It's just we started a little later. That's
We
what it
did
was.
start later. Thank you for hanging around. People who are watching us live for our little technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it all out. We're going to come with all the stuff. We'll come correct. But anyone who was listening to audio, thanks for sticking with us. Catch us next time when we talk about Black Widow.
Does that come up? No.
No, it's not going to be.
That won't
time
be
for
out
Black
by the
Widow
time
yet.
we meet up again. But we could talk about more Loki, maybe.
More local or Sweet Tooth.
Oh yeah, we could definitely talk about Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, that one was a good one.
Sweet Tooth. We could talk about Sweet Tooth.
Movie wise, I don't know yet.
We'll figure it out. We'll let
Figure
you
it
know.
out.
We'll
You'll
let
be
you
there.
know.
Things gonna come out, All right, catch us next time. Like, subscribe, share, comment.
Share the link. Let other people listen to us. You know, if you
Yes.
like what you saw, share it.
And if you're listening,
Only like 3 of you be sharing. That's it. Only 3.
We need
3.
more shares. And anyone listening, please tell your friends, subscribe. And we keep telling you don't have to put the bell on. Put the bell on.
Who says not to?
Some people do just so you can get the subscribe.
Put that shit on.
Put the bell on.
Yeah, you should know.
Even if you ignore it, put the bell on.
Yeah, take a trip to the Heights after you get your vaccines, alright?
Yeah. She was really normal.
Yeah.
Unless you're white. No.
Wow. Or not.
Do you want to be sponsored at any point or not?
It's just awkward, you know, like a band of white people coming up to the heights and be like, what's going on here?
So
That's more awkward.
We're officially in bonus time here, folks. Real quick, let me run through these names for bonus people, for people still sticking around this far into the VOD or whatever. At this point, it's a VOD because there's only one person here. Hollywood Walk of Fame 2022, names announced.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I just watched, you know who I just watched talking about it?
Oh.
My boy, Jason Momoa.
Oh, is he on there?
Yeah, he is. He was like, oh my God, I'm getting out of my costume from Sunset, and I just got notice I'm going to be on the Walk of Fame. I was like, what? That's crazy.
There will be many a nude buttocks that sits upon that star.
There are some people on here that I'm like, you don't have a Walk
That's
of
what
Fame.
I'm saying. So let's read the list for the people
please.
that
First of all, number fucking one. Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
You don't already have a star?
But she will now.
She wasn't even there, but the hands and the...
But within that same universe, Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
How is he not a sir yet?
That's true. He
Why
should be.
isn't Ewan McGregor a sir?
Sir Ewan McGregor. That makes sense.
How about this one?
Willem
Dafoe.
How about since
Yeah, what if he already has one? He's like, guys, I'm already there.
He was in the background of In the Heights. He was doing the he was doing it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He was doing
Saints.
Yeah, the Boondock Saints. Michael B. Jordan
should not be getting a star.
For The
I'm
Wire.
gonna say no.
He was in an Oscar-winning Fruitvale Station.
Yeah. Okay, I need more. I want to say.
I mean, the list is...
There's people on there with less.
Is he like putting his hands there without a shirt on?
I'm just saying,
happening?
there's people with stars on there that never had anything even as good as Killmonger. So I'm just saying.
I guess that's true. I think there's like reality.
I'm just saying, you know, I need to see more just in general because
I do.
Salma Hayek?
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
What the
How do you not
fuck?
already
How does
have-
she not?
That's so dumb.
She's a fucking legend.
Who makes these decisions?
Who's on the commission? They just went to sleep.
Okay, Tessa Thompson.
I like that. I'm about it. I do still need to see more. I love her, and I'm down.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I feel like I've seen more from Michael B. Jordan's career so far than Tessa Thompson's career.
Although I heard there's...
Even though I liked everything Tessa Thompson's been
I
in.
like everything
She's got a strong indie background.
She does have a big indie background.
Who gives
But
for
the
indie?
Hollywood Walk of
I'm just
Fame is
saying.
not usually indie.
Not
film.
indie, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not saying take it away.
No, yeah.
Whatever, give it 2 stars.
Okay.
Macaulay Culkin.
First of all, he should have got a star while he was a child.
And his brother should get one for Scott Pilgrim a fucking loan.
Yeah, just that. That's ridiculous.
Regina King.
It's time.
Yeah.
that one's timely.
Been time. And
Yeah.
she should dress up as, her character from Watchmen.
Sister name.
Bob Odenkirk. I'm
That's
with it.
Wild late.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, but he's putting in that work. Better Call Saul. He's
I
putting
feel
in that
like the
work.
next one's super late.
Yeah, Ray Liotta.
Liotta?
Decade.
This,
Dude.
More
how
than a
many
decade
B
late.
movies?
He's sitting in his house right now like, huh? I'm doing what?
Far back as I can remember, I
What?
always wanted to star in Hollywood. Walk of
How
Fame.
do you not already have
You've already mentioned Jason Momoa.
Yes.
Ming
Although
Na.
I feel like I still need to see more from Jason Momoa too. I
Yeah,
love
but
him.
when you say that, you're being perverted.
Mm,
Ming Na
Or
Wen.
that's wild late.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What in the freaking
Joy Luck
world?
Club already off.
Just,
Should have been.
Almost
The
everything.
rest of this list is outrageous.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Francis Ford Coppola
They make you watch his movies
Does
in
not-
film school.
does not have a
In
star.
elementary school.
In elementary school.
It does not have a star. I'm not.
I can't read the
don't
subtitles, miss.
understand.
It's not about the words. It's about the emotions. It's-
Norman Reedus.
Hey.
AKA Kojima's
I would
friend.
say like, oh, I need to see more. Except, I saw him on an episode of Charmed, and I was like, wait, how long have you fucking been around?
Existed.
So there may be things that we have never seen him do.
Don't
that
be
are
that. Don't
Death-
make
no.
that like a thing.
I
You
was
hadn't
ready.
seen that Charmed episode.
Death Stranding, he did a lot of work. Well,
Oh my god.
Keenan Thompson.
Yeah.
overdue.
He already has a hand in like a Nickelodeon.
I don't know if he
somewhere.
said it in a joking manner or not. I need to check. But Steve Harvey recently said that Keenan Thompson owes him 10% of his career.
What?
Well, because he imitated him a lot. He imitated him a lot as in
Oh yeah, yeah,
skits.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if he said it in jest or if he was serious. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Tracy Ellis Ross, I love you.
Yes, she's my hero.
I love you, Tracy Ellis Ross. And then finally,
Ricky
Gervais.
Gervais. Just for his award show
Yeah.
hosting alone.
I think that he's gonna go and like I don't know.
he'll dedicate to Star to God.
Right, or something.
He's
or
so
he's gonna be
openly
like
atheist.
he's gonna come in sweats or something. And be like,
Or
what
not
are
at
we
all.
doing here?
He won't come at all.
He'll be digital. It'll be like little, like those. You know, they put the screens
Hologram.
on those. We're a hologram.
Hologram would be
I think
so
it'd be
sick.
funnier if he's on one of those.
No, the
things.
the funniest thing is if his star it starts like bleeding like a stigmata, or it just becomes this like the sunlight when it hits it creates a cross, and it just becomes a center of
everything.
like faith. Yeah,
or
people
or it
go
like
there
sticks out of the
healed.
ground just a little bit and trips people while they're walking.
Ah, even better. Or turns them into a pillar of salt.
I think that's.
I gotta
what
go
my style
pee.
would be. Okay, I mean we're done.
End the stream, France.
Industry. Thanks everybody.
Thanks for kicking it.
Donate and send us questions.
Word. Send us questions. Be active. Share things.
Reverse Blanco.
Reverse Blanco.